is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
We believe that everyone deserves a second chance, including us. Hi, I'm Brian Robacher, CEO of Atlantic City Federal Credit Union. And if we said no to you in the past, I'm asking you for a second chance too. In the midst of everything happening, we are committed now more than ever to second chances and when it comes to your finances. An auto loan for your new car, business loans, home loans, and more. Give Atlantic City Federal Credit Union a second chance to give you a second chance. We've been helping our community thrive since 1964, and now it's your turn. Visit AtlanticCity.coop to apply today. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
All of them are fine, so. And good evening, sports fans. Ernie over in Shawn with you from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins, Wyoming. It's a nice, crisp fall afternoon for football here in Rawlins. The Lander Valley Tigers taking on the Rawlins Outlaws. And as we come into this game, Rawlins with a 2-4 record and Lander 0-6, and hoping to get into that win column tonight. The Lander Tigers, Shawn.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to if they have any hope of getting into the playoffs. And Rawlins is a beatable team. We saw Riverton beat them 2 weeks ago, the same Riverton team that beat Lander last week. And Lander, just like you said, hoping to get into the win column for the first time, not only this season, but just under Coach Jim Burton. If they can get that monkey off their back, who knows what this team can do. Yeah, the Warland Warriors defeated Rawlins last week 10-7. They lost to Riverton the week before that 42-14. In week 4, they were defeated by they defeated Green River 25-12. They lost to Pinedale 6-0, and they defeated Burns 33-6. The Lander Tigers last week had a great first period against the Riverton Wolverines, and then it went south as Riverton won that game 50-21. The Tigers lost to Buffalo 41-0, to Evanston 40-6, to Powell 50-0. They lost to Green River in the most exciting game we've had so far this year, 15-14, and they were defeated by Cody 56-2. So you can see those scores are very lopsided against the Lander Valley Tigers, and I know Coach Jim Burton has been trying to keep the Daubers up on the team. Yeah, the morale has been somewhat low, but you can't ask for a lot more production out of some of these kids. There's been a lot of big jumps this season, just from the first week to now. I mean, you really can't ask for a lot better. You can obviously ask for some wins, but Paxton Hollingshed has really come in as the quarterback. You've seen a lot of growth from wide receivers like Hunter Smith-Velarde, Joel Jubber. We're still waiting for him to have kind of a breakout game. But, you know, Braden Baker, he is dominating on the run. Parker Burton, he's really grown. There's a lot of growth on this team. We just got to see the wins here. The Rawlins Outlaws have a student population of 438. Lander Valley has a student population of 527. Rawlins, the city, is 8,298 in population, and Lander is 7,540 feet. Look at the difference in the elevation. Lander is at 58 feet above sea level, almost 1,000 feet lower than Rawlins at 6,800. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, 1,500 lower, yeah. Yeah, Rawlins is at 6,834. The Outlaws wearing their red uniforms tonight with white numbers should be easy to see with black helmets. The Lander Tigers wearing their white jerseys with green numbers. They have their green pants on, and they have their black helmets. Overall, since 1924, Rawlins has been 307, 514, and 25, and the Lander Tigers
Tigers have not been that, well, they've got a little bit better record since 1908, 366, 457, and 25 ties. There have been 2 state champions at Rawlins underneath Carl Durr in 1947 and John Hilm in the year 2000. Landers had 1 state champion. That was under Coach Bill Bush, who has the stadium named after him in Lander, and that was 1948. So we have Rawlins winning in 47 and Lander in 48.
Don't forget, though, that Lander was runner-up for 3 years in a row back when I was born in 93 and then 94 and 95. That's a lot of championships to get to and not win, and obviously Lander hungry for another one.
Our last state qualified was 2021, lost to Star Valley 50-30. Actually, that's not correct.
No, that was last year we were at
went
Douglas.
To Star Valley.
No, we went to Douglas.
And lost that game.
Yep.
So anyway, the Tigers have a 5-game losing streak when it comes to the quarterfinals. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that this year, though.
I don't know. Let's focus on today, not focus on the postseason. This is already a season to, I don't want to say forget about, but a season to work on. And I know Coach Burton definitely looking to try and get a little bit better in the win column as well as just a little bit better on the field. So we'll see if that is going to be the case today, as we are joined on our Ranger Printers pregame show by, again, Ernie over, Shawn O'Brate here. And don't forget, Ranger Printers out there in Riverton can do everything you need, whether it's programs for your business or your sporting event, or it's the vinyl banners that they make, which we have a really pretty one that Ernie and I like to show up with at every Lander game. And they can do more than that. They can give you copies, they can do faxes, they can print out things. We had a woman come in the other day and print off 500 pages of the exact same coloring book page so that her niece and nephew can draw the same. They say they only like to draw that specific Paw Patrol. So
that's pretty cool. Yeah, David Hastings is in his 2nd year as coach of the Rawlins Outlaws. He has a 2-year record of 3-8. Next week they take on the Douglas Bearcats. And head coach Jim Burton of the Lander Tigers, his 1st year, he came up from Evanston. He's 0-6 right now. Their next game is at Warland, and they end the season with Douglas. It is the pregame show, and we're coming to you from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins, Wyoming. It's a pretty nippy little afternoon. Temperature here is 55 degrees, and we're about 20 minutes away from the start of this afternoon's game. And we'll be right back right after this.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Your tax pros at 672 West Main Street in Lander, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Welcome back. As we are in Rawlins, we are excited to watch this game. And just the other day, I was able to head on out to a Lander practice and talk to Coach Burton about this game. Against Riverton, I'm sure a lot of people can pull a lot of negatives, but I saw a lot of positives. You guys scored 21 points. That's the most you've gotten all season. What was some positives you came away with last week?
Obviously, we had some positives, the run and pass game. Just need to be more consistent. I think is the big key there. And then we're right there with them. We just, a few big plays. They got a couple of nice big pass plays over the top. He beat us on man coverage, and then that one big counter play. So that's 3 scores, and that's the difference, right? 4 scores, but we're right there. And within the second quarter, it's 14-15. 2 scores later, we go into half down 29-14, and it feels like a whole different ball game, and it's only 2 minutes later. So we've got to take care of those little things and be consistent. We got to consistently have 2 hands on the ball, so we're not fumbling. All of our backs are still having trouble with the mesh, which is something we just have been working hard on. And then we just got to keep going. We got to be more consistent.
Well, we saw some great passing explosive plays in that second half. And, we had some from Hunter Smith-Velarde. We had a lot of just great throws from Paxton Hollingshed. What can you say about your passing game leading into this week? It's been growing slowly but surely, and last week we saw it really just explode on the field.
Yeah, and that's part of the, they load the box. We're going to have to throw the ball. Now, as we throw the ball more, hopefully they lighten the box. We can run the ball a little bit more as well. So it should open up both sides. To be a little bit more balanced. But again, if we're not consistently pass blocking, it becomes hard to pass. And so that's one other thing we have to tweak and just pick up on.
We had a big run from Braden Baker to start off the game, and you guys were up 7-0. You guys have played down for most of the year. How did it feel playing with a lead? Because that's how you want to play every game, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. And in fact, they end up, with DeVries there, they end up using our game plan against us, chipping away, running the ball. Just 3, 4, 5 yards with the quarterback, but yeah, it was nice to play from the head. We just got to find a way to get off the field on third down. We're getting teams in third down situations that are favorable, 3rd and 5 plus. We just got to get off the field.
And on those defensive plays, I know you have a couple players that you really look to, but we talked about it after the game. Tristan Osborne's really stepped up as a leader. How are you going to utilize him as much against Rawlins?
Big thing is keeping him as fresh as possible, so we've got to roll him in and out on O and D so we can get subs in. Again, he's playing both sides and at a high level, and so just got to keep him fresh and the O-line fresh. So on D, we're going to try to roll quite a few guys.
And Caden Rowan, I know his shoulder kind of kept him from playing offense. He was defense only. Is that going to be the same? He's a big fullback for you guys.
We've actually moved him to offensive tackle. He's going to take some more reps there. It's awesome. A little less impact on his shoulder. It's not such a, coming from, say, like a linebacker or a B-back spot, that force is greater coming from distance. And so we've shortened it up, and he's a pretty good blocker. And so we're going to try to utilize him on the O-line as much as we can.
Yeah, and last question here. Rawlins, they have a team that likes to pass. They're kind of split down the middle. They're not just so pass heavy and so run heavy. What's a big defensive, what have you been playing defensively in practice to make it feel like you're playing Rawlins this week in practice?
Well, and really, they really do still like to run. They're in the gun now, but they're pretty, we just look for tendencies on film and try to see when we know, okay, this situation they really like to throw the ball versus most of the time they're still a downhill run, either with they've got the big halfback or with the quarterback. Kovalo's kind of their running quarterback, and then their big halfback, he's just a big bruiser, and so we see those tendencies and try to utilize them.
And last question, any injuries to report? We're here on Wednesday. Is any injuries to report?
Yeah, Caleb Hamilton's going to be out. He got his bell rung a little bit on Friday night, so he's in protocol, and so we're just hoping to get him back for next week.
Awesome. Well, hey, go Tigers. We'll look forward to Rawlins.
Yeah, go Tigers.
Thanks. Well, Ernie, you heard it. If they're going to load the box, they're going to pass the ball. We saw a good passing attack last week. That was the most passing attempts and yards that we've seen all season long by a mile. Lander definitely got into the passing spirit last week. I honestly don't think that Rawlins is going to be prepared for them. They're allowing 58.6 yards through the air every single, on average, every single week. So they have a really good pass defense. Then again, they've been playing a lot of run-heavy teams outside of Riverton.
Yeah, they have, and they are one of the top rushing teams. They average 186.2 yards a game, and Lander is 101 yards a game. So the advantage there goes to Rawlins. In the passing department, I think that's where Lander has the advantage. They average 4.0 yards per completion, and Rawlins only 3.2 yards per completion. And in the scoring department, Rawlins averages 15.8 points a game, and Lander only 7.2 points a game. So on paper, it looks to be Rawlins' game, but the Lander Tigers, as you mentioned, with Coach Jim Burton, really came alive in that game up at Buffalo with their passing attack, and it greatly enhanced last week against Riverton. So you can throw those those old records out, this is a new Lander Tiger team.
Definitely, and that actually leads us perfectly into our Lander Journal keys to the game. I think they're going to have to come out early and just run it down their throats if they allow it, but I think if Lander were to start passing the ball a little early, get Rawlins on their heels a little bit, then Braden Baker, Parker Burton, all the running backs can actually have a little bit more room, a little bit less people to run through if they can start passing the ball and getting some completions downfield a little earlier than they did last week against Riverton and all season, honestly. They don't start passing, other than last week, they really don't start passing until they're down by 2 scores, and that could be a big difference if they were to just start the game by passing.
Well, the other reason they're down by 2 scores is they give up really early scores to the opposition. Almost every game we've seen this year, there have been
Opening
2 early
possession
scores by the opponents, and the Tiger defense, I know, would like to put a halt to that.
Yeah, definitely. Those opening possession scores are a killer for any team, really. It's just going to hurt your momentum. It's going to hurt your morale. It's going to hurt your defense. There's just a lot of reasons to try and stop the team on their opening possession, preferably make them start out 3 and out. If they can do that, that is another huge key to the game here. And again, Lander Journal, you can start or continue your subscription today at 421 East Main Street, or you can call 307-856-2244. We got a pretty cool sports pages, if I do say so myself, this weekend.
And I'll say that you do have pretty cool sports pages.
Yeah, we got a lot of great pictures from up in Thermopolis at that Bobcat invite in the volleyball tournament. That was a lot of fun to go to and watch, and now we're here watching football. We're not going to get as many great pictures, but we're going to get a great broadcast here, Ernie, and I just can't wait to start this game. I think that Rawlins has their work cut out for him today, as long as Lander, who is overall pretty healthy, other than Caleb Hamilton, like he said, they're pretty healthy, and I think that speaks volumes if this team can stay healthy.
Well, we're on a very high portion of Rawlins here. We have a great view toward Elk Mountain and the Saratoga Cutoff, and we have the Union Pacific Railroad and Interstate 80 to our right, and Highway 789 to our left. There's a handful of Lander fans here tonight. It's still about 12 minutes away from game time, so the local folks are still showing up here in Rawlins. It's a beautiful facility here. This stadium, the press box anyway, is about as far away as any press box that we have to use this season, but the field looks to be in excellent condition. It's a grass field here at Rawlins High School.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a great press box up here. I was telling their AD, Denver Allard, I believe is his last name.
Yep.
I said this is one of the best press boxes we'll be in all season, all year, even last year, other than Big Piney, which I called a game, Shoshone versus Big Piney last year. I don't think I've been to one this nice. The only thing they're missing is a bathroom. So we got to run down these bleachers just to go to the bathroom. We're going to have to hold it, Ernie.
I tell you what, and run down the bleachers we will. It's about 50 rows up here at Rawlins, a beautiful facility. The Outlaws are now coming out onto the field. They broke through their little paper Rawlins Outlaw brunk, and now we're lining up, and we'll get ready to go here with the national anthem in just a bit. So let's take a time out. You're listening to Lander Tiger Football on 93.1 KFCW and WyoToday YouTube.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Riverton Blodorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blodorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blodorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blodorn Lumber.
The 381 Subs and Salads is the newest addition to Fremont County. They offer salads, sandwiches, ice cream, and Lotus drinks. 381 Subs and Salads is located at 702 East Main Street in Riverton.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
And back again, Ernie over and Shawn O'Brate with you from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins, Wyoming. The local fans are starting to show up in a few more numbers. We just had a stirring rendition of the national anthem by the Rawlins High School marching band. That was pretty cool. And we're about 8 minutes away from the start of the game, and looking at our starting lineups, first of all, for the Lander Tigers, the away team here today, we're going to go in the backfield with Paxton Hollingshed as the quarterback, Braden Baker in the backfield along with Caleb Larvey, although Caleb has been a little tender on the injury side, so we might not see him an awful lot today. And on the
Caleb's out, if that's who you're talking about.
No, Caleb.
Larvey. Yes. Sorry, my bad.
Caleb Hamilton is not playing today at center. He'll be replaced by Gavin Romer. And the tight ends, we have Bryce Mason and Joel Jubber, Hunter Smith Velarde and Parker Burton are out there. The tackles are Cody Phillips and Tristan Osborne, and the guards Gavin Romer and Trey and Ziam Calabreras. So those are the starting lineups for the Lander Tigers.
I think you're going to have to apologize to Ziam's family. You've never once said their last name right. But Rawlins, man, they're hype, man. Their whole bleachers, I just ran up and down it. Their bleachers are hype. They have a big cheerleading squad. They also had a bunch of youth cheerleaders that were out there doing some work. We had that on camera earlier, but man, you know, Ernie, we got it nice up here in the press box, but it is going to be a little chilly out there. No rain, thank goodness, knock on wood. We have no clouds anywhere in the foreseeable future, but you know, that chill, that cold, it's just going to get colder. And you know, Lander, we've seen them in 2 or 3 cold games, including a rainy game in Buffalo, and that can affect this team.
Yeah, the wind is picked up a little bit here. The flag in the south end zone is now standing out just a little bit. We probably have 10 to 15 mile per hour winds coming from the north. But you know, the problem we had in Buffalo, it was cold and wet, and the receivers were having a very hard time grabbing the football, even wearing the gloves. And if you remember in our post-game show with Coach Burton, he was talking about some of the kids took the gloves off to get a little better grip. So it's just going to be cold tonight. It won't be wet.
Yeah, and I don't know what their theme is for tonight here in Rawlins, but I see kids in full-blown prison uniforms, and then I see kids in sombreros. So there's got to be a theme here that I'm missing. I don't know exactly what that's going to be, but we are here in Rawlins. That was our Sutherland starting lineup for Lander. We don't have a full starting lineup for Rawlins, but I will tell you some of their biggest names. Zachary Covelo, he's averaging 101 yards on the ground, and also Jackson Allard, he is their quarterback. He's averaging about 23 yards through the air, but like we said, they're a run-first team, much like Lander. You got Jose Morales. He is their leading wide receiver. Charlie Fonseca, we heard his name a lot against Riverton. And then, of course, we have a couple different players on defense like Sage Lawn, Emmanuel Villalpando, Damian Villalpando. You were saying their name correctly earlier. I'm sure I'm messing up.
Yeah.
Braden Torstenbo, Ezra Archuleta, and Jaden Martinez. Those are some big defensive players there. And this team, you know, this Lander team has definitely got their work cut out for them, just like Rawlins does, because both these teams run a lot. Obviously, Rawlins averaging 186. That's fourth in 3A. Lander only averaging 101. That's the third worst in 3A, right above Jackson and Warland. But we've seen Lander's running game explode here and there. Braden Baker had 98 yards against Green River in one half, and then we saw last week he had a 64-yard touchdown. It just depends on what defense they're looking at and how explosive they choose to be.
Yeah, and we also had that great run back yesterday or last week of the kick by the Lander Tigers.
Finn
McFadden had a 100-yard return, and that really sparked the Lander Tiger team. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of the game right now in Rawlins. It is 55 degrees. It is sunny, but we do have a little bit of a wind coming out of the north, about 5 to 10 miles per hour.
And it's not going to be sunny on the field for much longer, as you can see on our WyoToday YouTube stream. The press box is right in the way of the sun, so it's going to be all shade here on the field, and I would say roughly probably 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that right there will drop the temperature down just a little bit on the field. But like we said, we're in a nice heated press box up here.
For the Ranger Printers pregame show, we're awaiting the toss of the coin. The Rawlins captains.
We saw that earlier. I put it on the screen. Sorry, you were doing stats, and I should have said it in there as we were doing that. But Lander is going to receive. Okay. I believe they're going to do that. And look at the game ball being delivered by the helicopter up here. It is homecoming weekend. Homecoming weekend here in Rawlins and all over the place. Honestly, we have homecoming weekend out in Thermopolis and homecoming weekend out in Douglas, I believe. So, as you can hear, the helicopter's pretty close as it lands right in the middle of the field.
And Shawn, that is a classic air medical helicopter, the same kind that we have in Fremont County, the same brand there, classic. And the rotors are slowing down. The game ball is coming out of the passenger cabin now. The Rawlins captains are going out to the hash mark on the near side of the field. Here's the pilot coming out with the football. They've stopped well away from the rotors. That's a good thing. And they're shaking hands now with the Rawlins captains, and will be delivering the game ball. That's pretty cool when you see that.
It is. I got to ask, though, Ernie, you would know this more than me. Does that cost the school anything to get them to come out here and do this, you think?
No, that they do a lot of community service stuff, and they've done it at Lander before. They've done it at Riverton before. It's just a nice little service that they provide. They do, however, have to pay for the ambulance that is stationed at each football game. But as far as the helicopter, they're going to rev it back up and take off. They're right on the Outlaw Buck and Bronc right there at the 50-yard line. They're revving up the engine now, and they'll be taking off here momentarily. Our thanks to Classic Air Medical for bringing us the football so we can have a game here tonight. And boy, they're really wrapping up those rotors now, and it'll be taking off any second. We're about 90 seconds away from the start of the football game. Helicopter just lifting off the field, and away it goes to a nice round of applause here from the fans in DuBois. Or DuBois. I'm in Rawlins.
I don't know where you're
I don't know where that came from. Yeah.
DuBois playing Casper Christian tomorrow. That'll be a good game. DuBois has lost 2 games this year. That's uncharacteristic of them, but they are missing quite a lot of players from last season. So I think we're about to get ready with this game. We want to say thanks to Ranger Printers for sponsoring our pregame show. Reminder, if you need anything, whether it's a fax, whether it's a copy, whether it's a banner for your business, whether it is a program for your sporting event or your business, or play for all you know. You know, CWC has their play, their Paint the Wagon play right now, and that is got some programs there. If you need anything like that, go to the 421 East Main Street, home of the Ranger Printers, as well as home of Lander Journal and Wind River News newspapers. And now WyoToday Radio Networks. We got everything under one roof.
Yeah, that's great. All of our radio stations are now in the Ranger Building at 421 East Main in Riverton. The radio station's on the second floor and our Let's Talk studio on the ground floor. So we're all in one nice spot now.
Makes it easier for everyone to find you and I.
Absolutely. And as you'll see in some Chinese restaurant menus, we are a happy family.
Yes.
Okay, the Rawlins Outlaws are taking the field now. They'll be kicking off from the left to the right, and they are burning the R over here in the one sideline, the northeast sideline. They've got a big R that's in flames right now. I saw the smoke, and I go, where in the world is that coming from?
I got to say, when I was in Kansas City, we never did a burning of anything at our high schools, and so far at Riverton, at Shoshone, here, I feel like this is a very common thing, but it is always cool to see. They got the firemen over there and the fire extinguishers ready to go. As if you are listening on 93.1 KFCW, Lander's going to be moving right to left on your radio dial. Rawlins going to be moving left to right for this first quarter, and it looks like we are getting ready to be kicking off. Looks like Finn McFadden is back there to receive, and yes, he is. After last week, he's got a lot of expectations, Ernie.
Jose Morales will be kicking it off for the Rawlins Outlaws from the 40-yard line. Finn McFadden is back at the 5-yard line. Here's Morales, approaches the ball. There's a kick, and it's going to go into the end zone. It's stuck just on the other side of the goal line. Lander will take over at the 20-yard line.
Surprised they didn't paint Rawlins or Outlaws or even a little bit of red in their end zone, especially on homecoming weekend. You want this to be a big, big event. Maybe they just ran out of paint after the middle of the field there. Yeah, well, the Rawlins R is still aflame there on the northeast side. Here comes Hollingshead for the Lander Tigers to run the offense. Football's right smack dab in the middle of the field. Tigers again, as Shawn said, going from right to left on your radio dial. We have receivers split out wide on each side, everyone else in tight, one running back behind the quarterback. Now there's the man in motion, and the handoff goes to the first man through, and that looked like Larvey, didn't it, 24? Yes, it did. Larvey is officially, I believe, the starting back after 2 or 3 really solid weeks, and that was actually Braden Baker, so we are wrong.
Was that 34?
Yes,
no, I
34.
thought it was 24. Okay.
34 came up with the ball. I see you're going to have to deal with us for just a little bit up here as we are, like Ernie said earlier in the pregame show, we are as far away as can possibly be without being outside of the field.
So Baker gets 2 yards on the carry from the 22-yard line. Hollingshead, one man in the backfield, no one out on the side. There's a pitch. It goes over to Baker, and he loses the football. There's a big scramble for it, and Rawlins has recovered. Oh, no, Shawn, another turnover to start the game.
And, you know, that looked a little strange. It looks like it got punched out from behind because that ball came out and it went about 2 yards in front of him. Typically, when you see a fumble like that, it doesn't go in front of the player, it goes behind him, but it looks like one of the Rawlins defenders punched it out from behind, and just 2 plays in, already a turnover, and that is not how this game was supposed to start for Lander.
Rawlins takes over at the Lander 27-yard line, hash mark, far side of the field. As we've told you before, Rawlins is pretty much a running team, and they come in with everyone in tight. Quarterback is under center, and that's Covelo. Long count on the play. Oh, he's at, I beg your pardon, he was not under center. He was in the shotgun formation, but a great tackle that time by the Lander Valley Tigers. And with the tackle was 77.
That's Tristan Osborne. We're going to call his name quite a bit. And, you know, Coach Burton even mentioned it in that pregame interview that they like to run from the shotgun a lot more now under this new coaching staff, and under the Covelo is one of their better players on the ground, so he likes to do what he can. He's again in shotgun formation, and he's going to run over to the left, and he's going to get past one player but not the rest. He actually dragged a couple players with him out of bounds on that far side.
The Tiger defense coming up to meet that play. It was student body to the left-hand side, and the Tigers come up and make that stop. And among the Tigers there doing that was Zayam Cabriales. Cabrialis.
You're going to get it one day.
I
it's
will.
Gonna
Well,
be
I had
after
it last year, and
it's going to be after he graduates. But a big third down here, 3rd and about 5.
Okay, the
we got a
Rawlins
false
Outlaws, and we've got a flag on the play, and it's going to go against the Outlaws. It'll be the first penalty of the game. I believe it's going to be against Rawlins.
They're already moving back.
Yeah, but the penalty is being marched off against the Lander Tigers.
Oh, my goodness.
They're marking it off down to the 22, so that's a 5-yard penalty.
I was watching. Number 55, Javen Marquez, he definitely stepped up and started to stand before anyone else, but instead, it's an easy first. Oh, they're going to get 3rd and inches now.
Yeah, here's the play, and Covelo takes it to the right-hand side, gets the first down, yardage down to about the 10-yard line. Nice gain of 5 yards on the play for Covelo. His second carry of the game.
That might have gotten them the first down if it wasn't already given to him pretty much with the penalty there on Lander. And now with under 10 minutes to go, 9:49 to be exact, Rawlins already deep into the red zone.
They've put the ball down just outside the 10-yard line, 1st and 10. Covelo in the shotgun. Everyone in tight for the Outlaws. He's barking the plays. There's the snap. He's going to take it again. He goes to the right-hand side for a yard or 2. I think they're going to mark him down at the 9-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 2 yards on the play.
And it's always dangerous when your quarterback is going to run pretty much every play. It doesn't really matter if he's doing it from under center or in the shotgun formation. You got to give him a nice hole to go through. Otherwise, it's just going to be him running into a pile of white and green jerseys. So far, Rawlins' front line doing well doing that.
Okay, we have 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Covelo again in that same formation. Everyone in tight for the Rawlins Outlaws. Lander's got 5 men on the defensive front. There's the snap. Covelo runs to the outside. He breaks 1 tackle, but not the second one. And he is pulled down about the line of scrimmage. Nice play there, and guess who's right there? Mr. Osborne.
Oh, yeah, Cabrialis actually got in the backfield, got a hand on him, got a hand on his jersey, just couldn't pull him down. And instead, he got past it and got right up to the line of scrimmage. Still not a big gain. 8:30 to go in this first quarter.
As a matter of fact, it's no gain on the play. Still at the 19-yard line. Rawlins comes up now with the 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Covelo in the shotgun as he's been all game long. Everyone in tight. Calls out the play. Now gets ready to get the snap, and he goes straight ahead, finds a little bit of a hole, and he's down to about the 6-yard line. It'll be a short pickup on the play down to the 6-yard line.
Looks like they're probably going to bring out their field goal unit here as Covelo's coming off the field.
Yeah, Covelo's coming off, and going in to make the kick is Morales. Jose Morales, a senior. The ball is going to be placed down at the 14-yard line. So this will be a 24-yard field goal attempt by Morales. And there's the snap and the kick, and it's long enough, and it is good. So Rawlins takes a 3-0 lead on our WyoToday scoreboard. 7:33 to go, first period.
Wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyo Glass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyo Glass is Lander.
Do you need a midday pick-me-up? Lander Coffee Company serves delicious, fresh roasted coffee, tea, and other drinks. Come to think of it, why not start your day with their quick, healthy breakfasts? Like one of their famous acai bowls, or maybe a breakfast burrito. Just need a quick snack? They got you. Stop by, fuel up, and enjoy at 1255 Main Street in Lander at the Lander Coffee Company.
Welcome back. It's 3-0. Rawlins in the lead on their homecoming weekend on their court. I'm sorry, on their field as we're watching that R finally be extinguished. You can see the smoke if you're watching on WyoToday's YouTube page. We were here not too long ago, Ernie, with the basketball tournament. We were calling Thermopolis, and boy, they got a great facility here. You know, they have the water slide right outside the front of their building. It goes from the second floor down to their pool on the first floor. And I just can't imagine a cooler place to go to school. If you get a water slide, I would just go down that every day.
Yeah, it's right outside the gymnasium, too. McFadden ready to take the kickoff. He's down at the 2-yard line. Morales set the kickoff from the 40. A lot of smoke there. I don't know what they used to put that fire out with, but it generated lots of smoke. There's the kick. End over ender into the end zone and out of the end zone. Lander will take over again at the 20-yard line. And I'm sure Coach Jim Burton and his staff have talked to the Tigers about ball control. Let's put both hands on that ball.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he might have had both hands on the ball. I think it just got punched out from behind. I'd love to go back and watch a replay here, maybe during commercial, because he was running with some speed and some ferocity. But man, it just came out so fast and so hard that it just shot out about 2 yards in front of him and right into the arms of a red jersey.
Hollingshed brings the team out. He has one wide receiver. That's Bryce Mason off to the left side. Everyone else in tight. In the gun, there's the handoff, goes to the first man through, and for the Tigers, that is our running back, Braden Baker, and he gets up to the 27, 28-yard line.
Yeah, and even though with that fumble and is already on his stat sheet, they're going to continue to give him the ball just because he's a strong runner. He can get through that first line of defense. It's also, he can get past some secondary players with his speed. It's just going to be the Braden Baker and the Caleb Larvey show at running back. Now we have three wide receivers.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Hollingshed in the gun, along with Baker in the backfield and Larvey. 3 split out wide. Here's a long pass downfield. It is caught and dropped. Great defensive pressure on the play by Charlie Fonseca.
Yeah, Bodie Moffitt had it in his hands, and I don't know if it was the defender that knocked it out or if he just kind of stumbled. But, he had that in his hands, and now we got a big 3rd down and 2.
Well, the nice thing about that run by Baker put the Tigers in short yardage for the first down. Instead of having to pick up 8 or 9 yards, they only have 2 yards to go here for the first down. 6:45 to go, 3-0 Rollins.
That's a big goal for them, is to get good yardage on first down so they don't have to worry about 3rd and long.
We're at Outlaw Stadium in Rollins. One receiver split out wide. Larvey in motion. The handoff goes to Baker. First down, Tigers all the way up to the 35-yard line. Great run by Braden Baker.
Yeah, and he just got that perfect hold on the right side of the line, and that fake run there by Hunter Smith-Velarde when he moves in motion, that catches the eye of at least 1 or 2 defenders on Rollins, and they're watching him more than they're watching Braden Baker. By the time they get back to Baker, he's already past that first down marker.
First down of the game, and it goes to the Lander Valley Tigers. Tigers come up to the line of scrimmage. Everyone is in tight. Hollingshed pitches it to the backfield to Larvey. Larvey smashes his way up for about 8 yards. Nice run by Caleb Larvey, and he used his muscle that time to clear the way.
Yeah, it's got to be nice to have a 1-2 punch like Larvey and Braden Baker. They both have strong legs. They both are able to get their head down low and tackle through a defender. And you saw it right there. And again, first down, they get 8 yards. Now they can really pull anything they want out of the playbook on second down and not worry about a 3rd down play that's going to be needed to be through the air.
Hash mark far side, everyone in tight. Hollingshed in the gun. Larvey in motion. Back to pass. Hollingshed downfield. Got this man, and it's tackled, and it's good for a first down.
Braden
deep
Johnson
inside.
Baker.
Yeah, Braden Johnson Baker, who's haven't had a lot of plays. He's been injured for some time. So
yeah.
It's a first down as the ball goes all the way from the 43-yard line across the 50 down to the 43. So, hey, how about that?
Yeah, Braden Johnson Baker, a really good wide receiver, but also he's someone that maybe they don't have a lot of film on, so they don't know how to cover him as well. Now they're back tight again.
14-yard gain. Here's the pitch to Larvey. He breaks away from one tackle, breaks away from another across the 35. Very close to that first down. I think they're going to mark him short, just outside that 35-yard line or inside the 35.
Yeah, did you see the way he shrugged off that first tackle? That would have been a loss of 2 or 3. He ended up spinning away from the tackle. That defender did not know what to do, and he ended up getting a good chunk of yardage there. And again, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, 8 yards on the gain. Tigers come out. Hollingshed has everyone in tight. One man in the backfield.
He's got Smith Velarde and Bryce Mason on the left, and he's rolling right. He's going to throw off his back foot.
Caught.
What a hit.
By the Tigers, and it's down inside the 25-yard line. And that was Moffitt, wasn't it?
That was Parker Burton, and he got
number 10?
smacked when he got the ball. And I think Hunter Smith Velarde was going out to be a blocker for him, and he couldn't get in front of him in time. Instead, even though he took that hit, he held onto the ball, still got the first down.
It's down at the 24-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain on the play. Up
Almost
to the line of
zone.
scrimmage. One man split off wide to the left side. Handoff goes right to Baker. He goes down to the 20-yard line. It'll be a short gain for the Tigers.
They're about a yard away from being officially in the red zone, but I always consider if you're this close and you still have a lot of downs, this is as close as you're going to get to being in the red zone. They're at the 21, now second in about 7.
3-yard gain on the play. Second down, as Shawn just said. Tigers bring everyone in tight again. Nice sustained drive so far.
You got 3 wide receivers bunched up to the left, and now Smith Velarde goes backwards, and Hollingshed almost fumbled the ball, and now it's tipped up in the air.
Oh, wide open at the 2-yard line, and it's dropped by Burton.
Well, I don't think it ever got to Burton. It was tipped at the line. I don't know if you're watching our WyoToday YouTube page, you saw the ball hit the ground on the snap. Hollingshed picked it up, moved right, and as he tried to toss to a wide open Parker Burton at the goal line, it just got tipped up in the air, and I think it would have gotten there if it was not tipped.
It was deflected, and that caused the problem. Moffitt split out wide to the near side. Here's the handoff, goes to Larvey. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play that time by number 50, Marcellus Montoya. And it's a gain of only a yard down to the 20-yard line, and it's 4th down, Shawn.
Yeah, that was an interesting play call with 3rd and 7 to go. And I would imagine they kicked the field goal here, but Paxton's still out there. The only person they're taking out is Joel Jubber. And I think they're going to go for this 4th and 5.5, really.
Yeah, it is. It's almost 6. So the Tigers go. They've got wide receivers split out.
I don't think everyone knows the play call. They were looking at the coach. They're going to try it.
Here's Hollingshed. Throws down, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Tigers will turn it over on downs.
Well, he had the wide receiver on the curl route. That was Bryce Mason. And as soon as he turned around, he looked for the ball, and it was already in the dirt thanks to a defender. I didn't see the number on that, but I think it was number 62. I think that was Eddie Lozano that got a hand on it right at the line of scrimmage. So 2 different plays batted down, or at least batted up in the air on one of them from this Rawlins defense. Keeps Lander from scoring, even though they are in the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Well, Rawlins down inside that 20, and they are all bunched up. Lander brings their 5-man defensive front to find whatever play is coming from the Outlaws. There's the snap, and it's Cavallo, and he breaks away from one another. He's got a first down all the way to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter, and Lander looked like they could have at least tied it up there. Now they just gave up a first down on the first play, and suddenly that really tight field positioning inside the 20, and now they're all of a sudden they have a lot of room in between them and that end zone.
2.5 minutes to go, first period. On our WyoToday scoreboard, 3-0 the Rawlins Outlaws with the lead. Same formation, Kovalo in the gun, and he takes it and turns to the left-hand side. He's met right away. There'll be a short gain on the play, maybe a yard. Good defensive pursuit that time by the Tigers. And that's 58 who came up. That's Ziam.
You're going to have to keep watching the clock because I am not able to get to see it from where I'm at. We're at 2 minutes exactly to go in this first quarter. 3-0 Rawlins, and now a 2nd and long 8 here for Kovalo.
Just a 2-yard gain, center of the field. There's the snap, and Kovalo takes it. He runs. He's got a little bit of daylight. He's not there, and a flag comes out.
He got pulled down by his face mask by number 4, Landon Jones. That's going to stop the clock, and that's also going to push the Rawlins Outlaws even further up the field. You know, I'd love to see Lander just load up the box. They're still leaving 2 safeties high, not super high. They're still close, but you know, they're not loading up the box like they most likely would against a run-first offense like this. And I would imagine that runs like that don't happen as often if you were to put maybe 8 or 9 more guys just up into the actual defensive line there.
And the penalty moves the football into Lander territory. It's now at the Tiger 44. First down and 10 yards to go on that 15-yard walk-off. The second penalty for the Tigers. Hash mark now on the near side of the field. Everyone in tight for Rawlins. And Kovalo takes it. He runs and is caught by Larvey. And there's going to be a loss in the play of a yard.
Yeah, Larvey was going up against number 50. Well, it says 54 on his jersey, but there is no 54 on this. He was going up against a wide receiver that was really holding him down, and he got a handout, put it on Kovalo, and dragged him down with him.
So the Rawlins Outlaws have a loss on the play of a yard. It'll be second down, 11. Minute 9 to go here. First period, 3-0 Rawlins on that field goal.
We haven't seen anyone but Kovalo touch the ball. I would imagine that is going to be a big topic of conversation at halftime. Now they finally put some wide receivers out there, and it's not Kovalo behind.
No, it's Allard.
Jackson
Allard now, and they've got trips off to the left, dual receivers on the right. Pass downfield is knocked away and caught.
Wow,
oh, boy, what
a
catch. That was Riley Kramer-Klauda with the catch, and it goes all the way down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 8 yards.
That was originally tipped by his own receiver back into the hands of another receiver, into Klauda's hands, and now they hurry up to the line. It's 3rd and 3.
20 seconds to go. Long pass downfield, incomplete, and Lander's going to be flagged for a real bad pass interference. That ball had no chance of being caught, but the Lander defender was there and tackled him down before the ball got there.
That was Landon Jones that's going to be called for that pass interference.
That's the second penalty on Jones today.
And that means that Rawlins, they would have had a decision to make it 4th and 3 at the Lander 36-yard line. Now they're all the way down into the red zone.
Yeah, first down and 10 for the Outlaws. And it's a pass interference call against Lander. And they're going to mark the football down at the 21-yard line. 15-yard penalty by the net. Now Lander has 35 yards in penalties.
Already.
Wow. Okay, here come the Outlaws now with a fresh 4. Kovalo in the backfield, 14 seconds to go here, first period. Kovalo taking his time. Now there's the rush, and he goes to the right-hand side, gets a little bit of a seam, and picks up about 5 yards. And that'll be the end of the first period of play. They're going to mark it down at the 18-yard line. So that is a pickup of 3 on the play, not 5. And at the end of the first period of play, it's Rawlins 3, Lander 0.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Outlaws inside Lander territory, inside the red zone at the 18-yard line, following a couple of penalties on this drive that have certainly aided the Rawlins Outlaws. They're leading 3-0 now as we start the second 12-minute quarter here in Rawlins, and the entire field now in shadow as the sun has gone down behind the stadium behind us to the west. Kovalo in the gun, everyone in tight. Kovalo takes a little bit of a juke and jive and goes down to the 15-yard line.
Boy, he got sandwiched by 2 Lander Tigers, one of them being Joel Jubber. That guy, he just not outweighs. He is taller than everyone, and he looks bigger than everyone. And when his shoulder's hitting you right in the chest, boy, I don't want to be him right now, as now they're bringing Jackson Allard back in, so you know they're going to throw the ball. You got to be prepared to play against a pass now, which Coach Burton said that he knew they had a 2-quarterback system, which means he knows that at least one of them is coming out here to pass. The other one always comes out here to run.
Yeah, and that's Allard, Jackson Allard. Twin receivers on each side. He's in the gun, still looking at the sideline for the play call. There's the snap, 3-step drop. Ooh. Now he runs straight ahead, pull down. Nice defensive play by the Tigers, and that was
number 30. That's Cody West.
Cody West got that, and it's a loss on the play. They're going to move him backwards to the 17-yard line, a loss of 2 on that play.
Cody had a huge hit against Derek DeVries last week. It's probably not going to be noticed in the stat sheet because DeVries got the pass off, but boy, he took a shoulder to the chest. And now we're going to have a field goal kick with 10:35 to go in this game to go up 6-0.
It's Morales. Here's the kick, and it is just not good. It just missed the crossbar. So the kick from 34 yards is not good, and Lander will take over now, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Overhead Door Company of Riverton and Lander is your premier dealer for quality windows and doors, featuring quality brands like Anderson, Colby, Larson Storm Doors, and more. Overhead Door Company is proud to support our Fremont County student athletes.
Welcome back. A missed field goal gives Lander the ball right at the 20-yard line, where they actually gave it up about 5-6 minutes ago. And now they're lining up with 2 wide receivers to the right near side and 1 on the far left. Here's Ernie.
Hollingshead gets the handoff, or gives the handoff, and it's not good for more than a yard. And that was Baker with the carry.
Was it?
Yeah, 34. They're going to give him 1 yard on the play, and it's going to go to the Tigers' 21-yard line. So only a yard on that gain, not the kind of first down that Coach Burton was hoping for.
Well, it's also not the first down they've been accustomed to so far this game, where they've been getting 8 yards consistently.
Just under 10 minutes to go until halftime, a 3-0 lead by Rawlins. On our WyoToday scoreboard, Hollingshead with the pitch on the near side.
Look at Larvey.
That is Larvey, and he gets across the 25. Flags coming down on the field.
I think it's going to be a holding call, but I might be wrong here.
Well, let's see what the officials say. All the penalties so far in the game have been against Lander. So let's see what the White Hat has to say, and it is going to be against the Tigers. Everyone's moving back. Well, the 4th penalty of the game goes against Lander, and it looks like we're waiting for the call.
There was a good-sized hold there for Caleb, and I would imagine it is because of that hold. As Joel Jubber now comes out, Bryce Mason comes in, and boy, they're pushing him back a lot.
Well, that penalty is going to take the Tigers all the way back to the 13-yard line. So they're at the 13 with the penalty. And it will be 2nd down and 26 yards, or 16 yards to go for Lander. Clock at 9:34 of the first half. Twin receivers on the left side, single on the right. Hollingshead in the gun. There's the snap. He rolls to his left side. Still rolling. Now he heaves it downfield. Caught!
What a
Caught
catch.
at the 40-yard line and out of bounds. And it will be a first down for the Tigers. And that was on the play.
Braden Johnson-Baker
Johnson-Baker, yeah.
Making his name known out here as the pass catcher. You know, we've been calling a lot of names as wide receivers, especially last weekend. Paxton was getting it to a lot of players, but so far today, Braden Johnson-Baker has come out and he has become his number one target.
30 yards on the play.
30 yards. That might be their best play of the season.
Yeah, it could be. And Johnson-Baker with his second reception. Tigers back up to the line, back to pass. Here's the pass, and it is too strong for Parker Burton, and it goes right over his head at the 45. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, those out routes like that, you really have to turn and make sure that you get that defender to think that you are going a certain way. And Parker Burton was being trailed the entire time. If he would have actually caught that, he would have been dragged down almost immediately.
So it's 2nd down, 10 yards to go, 8:57 left here until halftime. 3-0 Rawlins on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Hollingshed in the gun, one man in the backfield. There's the pitch, goes to Larvey. Larvey across the 40, and he'll be, the football will go up to the 41-yard line. So that will be 2nd down and about 8. They're going to give him 2 yards on the play.
Well, no, now it'll be 3rd and about 8. Remember, that was a second down.
Oh, that was right.
Play.
That was a 2nd down. So the Tigers have a big 3rd down play. They're going to need 8 yards to go.
They actually gave him a pretty generous spot. It says 3rd and 8 on the scoreboard, but I would read that as 3rd and 7 where the actual lineman is.
I would agree with you there. Football in the middle of the field. Receivers on each side. Back to pass Hollingshed. Now he tucks it under, throws it, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line of Lander. Coming up with that football for the Rawlins Outlaws was Ezra Archuleta.
And, that's
another turnover.
He was getting hit as he was throwing the ball. I don't know if it was a smart... He was throwing it like a sidewinder, like a pitcher, almost throws it underhand, and right there, he just didn't even get enough velocity on it to get it past that defender, even if he wasn't getting hit. The way that he had to throw it almost looked like how Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray like to throw it, just little sidewinder action, and right there just didn't get enough behind it. 8 minutes to go. Rawlins takes over at the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line, and it's Jackson Allard coming out right away.
Yeah, they're in the pass formation. Trips to the left side, twins to the right. In the gun is Allard. There's the snap. He takes a 4-step drop, rolls to his right side. Under
chased.
Pressure, throws it away.
Smart move by him right there. That's an experienced quarterback to know when you have to throw it away. When you see 2 white jerseys and they are closing in on you, just take the opportunity to throw it away. Don't take the sack.
2nd down, 10 yards to go now. Stops the clock at 8:01 until halftime. Rawlins 3, Lander 0 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Same formation again for the Outlaws. Going back as Allard, 3-step drop, and he gets a completion down across the 50-yard line into Lander territory. And coming up with that catch is number 10, Riley Kramer-Clauda.
You mentioned Clauda as a name you know from Lander. I don't know very many Claudas, but that's a heck of a football name right there.
Yeah, it sure is. Goes to the 47, so that is a 8-yard gain. That's the second 8-yard completion by Allard and the second 8-yard reception by Kramer-Clauda.
Now we're back in this running formation, this tight. They almost got Lander to jump off sides.
Everyone in tight again. Whistle, and we have what?
It looks like a timeout.
I think they were hoping by Lander.
I think they were hoping to hard count Lander into an offsides penalty, and instead they have to call a timeout. We'll take it with them right here on 93.1 KFCW, and we're streaming on WyoToday's YouTube page.
We do it 'cause it feels right. We do
Thank you again to Admiral Beverage. That is the commercial you just heard. If you're on the radio, you don't watch the beautiful Pepsi footage there, but Admiral Beverage is the reason we're able to give out Gatorades every single week to our the person that makes the Gatorade play of the game, and during basketball season, the Gatorade player of the game. So big thanks to them. And back with the call on 3rd and 2. Ernie, over.
And out east, the Elk Mountain has turned into a nice shade of lavender here at Sunset. But right now, 3rd and 2, Covelo in the gun as he exchanged places with Allard. And hits the run, and the Tigers catch him, and I think he gets away, and he's down to the 40 of Lander, and that'll be a first down.
He avoided a huge hit from Jubber right at the line. It would have stopped him short, and instead he was able to get right to the right of him and got the first down.
So that is a total on the play of 10 and 3, 13-yard gain on the play for Covelo. Now has 53 yards in rushing on 11 carries.
Back out is Allard. 3 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the right.
Here comes the pass for the Rawlins Outlaws. There's the snap. 3-step back. There's the pass. It's caught downfield, and doing the reception that time just inside the 35-yard line was
Zachary Covelo.
Yeah, that was the quarterback. So Allard to Covelo.
You know, and you see that a lot, especially in football out here in Wyoming. You know, you saw Bodie Moffitt make a couple great catches. They can play both positions. They have to if you want to play football in this state.
Okay, Allard back in the gun, same formation. 5 receivers out. Here's a long pass downfield. It's caught. And for the Rawlins Outlaws, that's going to be Jose Morales.
Yeah,
he's the kicker.
That was a good catch, but he caught it going to the ground, and I don't think the Lander defender knew that he even had the ball with him when he was starting to make the tackle. Again, Allard comes out. If their passing play is going to work, you might as well keep it going.
Exactly. And that is the 3rd pass completion for Allard. Here's another play. It's caught and dropped. Boy, that was down at the 15-yard line.
Charlie Fonseca had it in his hands. I really don't know what happened there. Maybe it's a little cold and hit his forearms a little hard, but that should have been a catch and a half there.
Stops the clock at 5:43 until halftime. Line of scrimmage is down at the Lander 20-yard line. And it's 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Same format. 5 wide receivers, 3 on one, 2 on the other.
Oh, look at this pass rush.
A big rush. And Allard's going to go get away from it. Now he throws it downfield, incomplete. Way over the head of the receiver that time. But, boy, you got to credit the Lander defense for that pressure.
Yeah, they let a lot of white jerseys through, and I don't know if maybe they had a screen pass that just blew up, but there was a lot of white jerseys in the backfield. And Jackson Allard, smart again to just throw it. I know he tried to target his receiver, but it looked like he was throwing it away.
Allard run about 25 yards that time trying to get away from the Lander defense, and at the very last minute popped it downfield well over the head of the receivers. So
yeah, you and I get tired just walking up and down these stairs. Imagine how tired he is right now.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Same formation for Rawlins. 4-step drop. Allard takes it, runs upfield, caught and dropped. Oh, that's our friend Zium who made the stop on that one down to the 16-yard line. So that's a gain of 4 on the play by the quarterback Allard. That's only Allard. That's only his 2nd rush. He has a total of 2 yards, and it's 4th down. Do we have another field goal attempt coming here?
We do. He's already 1 for 2, missing a 34-yarder.
And this one is going to be down at the 20.
I think it's the exact same length, about 34 yards.
24 yards. So it'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt by Morales.
It's up, and it's good this time.
Yep. Well, it goes to 6-0. And we'll be right back after this.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing.
Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Let's go, all Fremont County athletes. I, Matt Gordon from Fremont Chevy, would like to wish all teams this year good luck and bring back some championships to this county. If you need a new ride to get to and from those away games, stop down at 1401 North Federal Boulevard or call 307-851-3797 and let me help you get to the games. Your sales professional, Matt Gordon.
4:52 to go until halftime. It's now 6-0 Rawlins, but kudos to the Lander defense. Field goals are better than touchdowns because you can always come back and take the lead with a touchdown. So the Tigers trail 6-0, and Morales is now 2 for 3 in the field goal department, and he's now fixing some grass right down there where he's putting the football down. He's not using a tee for... that's a little bit unusual. Or is he? I can't see down there that far.
No, he's got a little orange tee, and you're right. It's got to be set up on the grass. It's a little windy, so they're probably just trying to make sure. But yeah, that bend don't break defense has really worked and kept it at a 6-0 game. Could be 9-0, so they're very happy it's just 6-0.
There's the kick, and this one is going to be returned. McFadden from the 2-yard line, straight up the field, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, and almost to the 30-yard line. A nice return by McFadden for the Lander Tigers, and Lander will have the ball first down, 10 yards to go at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and remember what Coach Burton said after last week. You know, if you have to kick away from a freshman kick returner, that is a good sign. So no matter how today or this season goes, I think Lander's got a strong kick returner in their future.
Yeah, they sure do. He's only a freshman. So McFadden puts the Tigers in good field position right at the 29-yard line in their own territory. Tigers come out with twin receivers to the left, one to the right. In the shotgun, one running back behind him, one man in motion, and the play's blown dead.
Maybe an illegal formation?
Well, let's see.
I didn't see anyone jump.
It looked like it was a clean play, but let's wait for the white hat.
Lander's moving back again, so this is obviously on Lander.
And they're going to say a false start. So Lander picks up their 5th penalty. Rawlins has no penalties.
How many is that? 35, 45? That's 50 yards worth of
50 yards in penalties.
And we are still 4 minutes and 45 seconds away from halftime. That is not... You know, they've been fixing it back and forth. You know, against Buffalo, they had very little penalties. Last week, they had very little penalties. But today, so far, not good.
Same formation for the Tigers. There's a direct snap back and a short gain up the middle to about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe they're going to mark it at the 27-yard line.
I would have liked to have seen a passing play there. I think they lined up in that same formation right before the play was called dead. They ran the same play. So Rawlins obviously knew what the play call was, or at least could guess what the play call was. That would have been a nice opportunity for Lander to trick them out and maybe go for a pass, even if it was just a short pass.
1 yard gain on the play. Second down, 11 yards to go now. Twin receivers on one. Here's Hollingshed. Under pressure, sacked. Back at the 12.
Again, you got to throw those away. You cannot take that large of a sack. What is it? That's a
15-yard
That's
sack.
a 15-yard sack, give or take.
Yeah, he's down at the 14-yard line. They were at the 28, so that's a 14-yard sack against the quarterback.
You gotta coach your quarterback out of that if you're Coach Burton. You got to try and get him to understand if you got some defensive pressure in your face, it's always better to throw it away and maybe kick the ball away, or at least try again on third down here. But now you got third and a mile. You got third and a long ways here.
Okay, Hollingshed in the back, rolls to his right side, looks downfield. It's caught there by, that is...
It's Braden Johnson-Baker again, but we have a foul. We have a penalty in the back as the flag came in behind Paxson when he threw the ball.
That looks like holding territory, and I believe it is against Lander.
Can't get out of their own way here, and I wonder if Rawlins will just decline it and let it be 4th and about 5. I doubt they go for it on 4th and 5 inside their own territory this deep.
Holding against Lander. And they're going to take the penalty. So they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage. It'll be half the distance to the goal. Well, I tell you what, that's the 6th penalty against Lander. And that's going to go down to the...
Let's wait for
they're marking it off right now. It should be about the 7-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Yep, there's where it goes. So that's a 7-yard penalty.
3rd and 32 right now.
Wow. 6 penalties against Lander, none against Rawlins so far in the game. 3:07 to go until halftime. 6-0 Rawlins, but Lander is really pinned back deep in their own territory. The football is at the 12, 13-yard line, somewhere down there. Okay, single receivers out to each side. One man in the slot to the left. Hollingshed in the gun, and now we have what? Coach
timeout, maybe.
Burton is coming out on the field. I'm not sure what this is. Did they call a timeout?
If they did, it was very late. You know what this reminds me of, Ernie? There was a time the Chiefs played the Raiders, and they got them into a 3rd and 48, and the Raiders had to try and come back from that. It was very hard. I see a yellow flag on the play.
Yeah, I see that too. It's down at the 22-yard line. That would have been in the Rawlins defensive secondary.
Maybe 12 men on defense?
I'm not sure. We haven't gotten a signal yet. This could be the first penalty against Rawlins in the game after 6 against Lander.
All 4 referees pulling out their notebooks and trying to figure out where they're going to be at here.
Yeah. 2:49 to go until halftime. Only a 6-point deficit for the Tigers, looking at a 3rd and 32 with a flag on the play. And it appears it might be against Rawlins, but let's wait and see.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the same reffing crew that I saw last night in Shoshone. They look like the same guys. They're dressed the same.
They picked the flag up. We haven't had any signal here to the official side of the field. They're still chatting about it there, as you can see. Well, apparently no penalty.
Either way, Coach Burton's not extremely happy on the sideline, so he was obviously thinking there was a penalty somewhere. 2:49 to go as they start the clock back up.
Hollingshed in the gun, receivers out, back to pass, and he is caught and sacked. No, he gets away. He gets 2 yards, 3 yards, back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, I thought he was going to heave it that time. But
so did I. I dragged the camera to the right, hoping that he did heave it, and I just missed the ball.
Well, it's 4th down now. The gain was to the... Where is that? I can't see where the ball is. The 12-yard line? Yeah, it looks down at the 12.
Joel is going to have very short field to get this punt off, and he's going to have a very dangerous opposition here. It looks like Rawlins is not even going to load this up and try and go after the punter, though.
Yeah.
They are sitting here. Their punt returner is not even at midfield.
Jubber ready to kick the ball away. They have one man back at the 40-yard line of Lander.
Who is that? That looks like Zachary Kovalo. It is.
It is Kovalo. He's their top returner of punts and kicks.
Still waiting on a snap here. 1:45. They've had this ball way longer than 30 seconds. And again, now we have a stoppage of clock. I think we're going to have a timeout by Jim. Coach Burton.
Timeout. That'll be Lander's, 3rd? I think they've used them all.
Let's see.
Minute 42 to go. 6-0 Rawlins. We'll be back after this.
The Stock Doc is proud to serve all of Fremont County and surrounding areas. They are dedicated to providing the highest level of veterinarian medicine along with friendly and compassionate service. They service all pets of shapes and sizes between dogs and cows and cats and horses. They treat your animal like it's their own. The Stock Doc.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Jubber back in deep punt formation. He's near the end line of the end zone on the Lander side of the field. Kovalo at the 45. Here's the snap, and the punt goes straight up in the air, comes back down. Kovalo has it at the 37-yard line. That's where Rawlins will take over with 1:36 to go.
Well, Ernie, now you give it to Rawlins in really, really good field position. You got to play that strong defense that has held them to just 6 points so far, and you only have to do it for about 96 seconds. The biggest problem is I would imagine they bring Jackson Allard out, and they do. I would imagine they're going to be pass heavy for this last 96 seconds.
Okay, there are a total of 5 receivers, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Football at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Rawlins. Allard looking at the sidelines. Now he gets his play. Stays in the gun. There's the snap. 2-step back. Long pass downfield is caught. Touchdown.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You got to be prepared for that pass. With 90 seconds to go, they weren't going to just kind of play it conservatively. Now it's going to be 12-0, maybe 13-0 at halftime, when you could have tried to play a little bit deeper safeties out there, and you would have had a little bit of a better chance to stop that.
Justin Woods had a yard on the Lander defenders and reached just over his shoulder and brought the pass in from Allard. And it's 12-0, and now here comes the point after attempt, and it's Morales waiting for the snap here. Allard holding. There's the snap, and it's up and good. So Morales gets the PAT. It's 13-0. Rawlins back after this.
Wyoming Waste hopes that all Fremont County sports teams dismiss their opponents like Wyoming Waste dismisses your trash. They offer services from roll-off cans, commercial, and residential garbage. Wyoming Waste services Fremont County, Hot Springs County, Washakie County. They are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please call 307-856-5354 or stop down at the Riverton office, 730 South Broadway. Wyoming Waste wants to wish everyone in Fremont County good luck in their sports this year.
Enjoy fresh-made pizza, pasta, calzones, and subs at Peretz, 519 West Main in Riverton. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday. Closed on weekends. Call 857-7306 to order for pickup or delivery with DoorDash. Peretz.
Minute 30 to go, 90 seconds, and Rawlins on that 37-yard pass play is now taking a 13-0 lead after Lander got caught deep in their own end zone, and the punt just went out to the 37. So now Morales will kick off to McFadden, who's back around the goal line. Ball comes down to the 40-yard line where Morales will kick it off. And again, he takes quite a bit of time digging a little hole there for his kicking tee. Now he's down on his knees, and I think he's got the ball where he wants it.
He's moved it further and further and further down the line on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's not on the 40 anymore. It's past the line. Okay, Morales is ready to go. 90 seconds left here in the first half. Lander needs a good return and some points here in the first half. The kick is a high end-over-ender. McFadden's going to get it at the 12-yard line. He goes straight up the field, cuts to his right. He breaks one tackle and moves up to the 30 before he's tackled.
Well, you got 85 seconds. 85 seconds to try and get into at least field goal range. We've already seen Paxton take a lot of steps back and getting sacked there doing that. I just wonder if they try some quick passes or if maybe they just play some conservative football, run the ball out, and come out with a different mindset, different opportunity.
17-yard return on that kick. And the Tigers have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Tigers huddling up, I should say. It's kind of a chilly night here. We'll have to check the temperature again. It was 55 degrees last time we checked, and there's no wind to speak of.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if in this position here as they go shotgun and they throw quick to the left, that's exactly what I wanted them to do. And look at that move to get around the defender.
First down for the Tigers, and that is Bodie Moffitt with the catch at the 40-yard line. So that's going to be an 11-yard gain, and Moffitt with his first catch for 11 yards. Now 66 yards in passing for Hollingshed. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. First and 10. Back to pass, long pass down court, downfield, intended for Moffitt, over his head. Incomplete.
I like that aggressiveness, especially down that line. They've been targeting that same defender with Bodie. I'm just wondering if they try it again here. Maybe they try and fake him out and get to someone else on a slant. Do something quick. Get out of bounds. That's the main rule. If you have a minute left, which we have a minute 02 to be exact until halftime.
So Lander has the second down now, 10 yards to go from their own 40-yard line. The play comes in from Coach Jim Burton. Tigers come up to the line. Moffitt out to the left side. Joel Jubber off to the right side. One man in the backfield. In the gun is Hollingshed. Steps back twice. Now he tries a quarterback sneak, and that goes nowhere. It's going to be a loss on the play.
I just think he was trying to step up into the pocket and throw it. And when he realized how tight everyone was around him, it was just not going to happen there.
No gain on the play for Hollingshed. So it's third down now, 10 yards to go for the Tigers. Clock is moving at 35 seconds. Here comes Hollingshed from the sideline. Moffitt goes to the sideline.
Not a lot of urgency right now.
Well, they've got 25 seconds as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Everyone's in tight. One man in the backfield in the gun. And there's the pitch. Goes to the Tigers' Baker, and Baker gets about 5 yards on the play up to the 45.
That was Larvey, and he did have a pretty good head-on collision there with the defender.
Well,
and now we have a
24 and
timeout.
34 sure look the same, don't they?
They do. I don't know why they decided to do that to us. They're going to stop the clock with 2 seconds. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, that's what you're seeing. Well, that was Larvey's 5th carry for 26 yards.
Oh, I think we had an injury timeout. That head-on collision definitely hurt some people. There was a couple players. That's 52, and if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be...
Is that Rowan?
Caleb, no, that's
No.
Caleb. I'm sorry, that's Caden Rowan. Remember, he used to wear 31, but now that he's playing a different position, he's rocking 52. And now it will be halftime as they let the runoff happen.
Okay, so our halftime score here in Rawlins, we'll have a 20-minute halftime period. The Rawlins Outlaws 13, the Lander Tigers 0.
Midway is at an all-out clear-out for the new 2022 campers with the best price guarantee. Midway has financing with no money down, no payments for the rest of the year. Low interest rates on sweet fifth wheel. Dealer incentives up to $25,000 on toy haulers. Top dollar on trade-ins and door-to-door delivery. It's Midway's all-out clear-out. MidwayCampers.com. Midway, when you expect the best.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a gold Cadillac, coupe to fill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
I spend a lot of time driving in Wyoming, and if there's a common theme is that our roads are long and the towns are far apart. Most Wyomingites buckle their seatbelts, but still 20% do not.
Wyoming law dictates that every person in a vehicle must wear a seatbelt at all times. Seatbelts reduce the risk of death by 45% and reduce the risk of injury by 50% in all motor vehicle crashes.
I buckle up to secure my journey and to protect what matters most, my family. Our Yellowstone region is home to breathtaking beauty, but please, drive with caution and buckle your seatbelt, for you and your family's sake.
Remember, Wyoming, your safety is our priority. Please buckle up, not only for your safety, but it's the law.
Quality in Thermopolis offers great rates, a convenient location, standard room and family rooms with bunk beds. Choice Hotel members earn points while you stay. Quality Inn is proud to support Fremont and Hot Springs County student athletes.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
For more than 60 years, RTO Point S has been installing quality tires and offering expert vehicle service in Fremont County, with 2 locations on South Federal and West Main in Riverton. RTO Point S is proud to support our Fremont County student athletes.
Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
If you're planning home improvement projects, look no further than Valley Lumber. They provide nothing but the best, from lumber, power tools, hardware, paint, plumbing supplies. If you need it, they have it. Valley Lumber at 290 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Service Plumbing in Riverton serves all of Fremont County for both new construction and repairs. For a bid on your next plumbing project, bring your plans to Service Plumbing, 201 Webwood Road in Riverton. Service Plumbing, proud to support our Fremont County athletes.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Well, Ernie, it's halftime here in Rawlins. The Outlaws leading 13-0 on their home field as we're watching homecoming kings and queens being announced here. We've seen one really good drive out of Lander. It ended on a turnover on downs. But other than that, it's been all Rawlins.
Yeah, it sure has. Landers had 2 turnovers. They had 1 fumble and 1 pass interception, both deep in their own territory, and both led to scores by Rawlins that they were field goals. And then Rawlins came out with that play on first down after Lander gave it up on downs, 37-yard pass play, and that's where we're at, 13-0. Oddly enough, the overall statistics are pretty darn close. Rawlins has 92 yards of total offense. Lander has 90 yards of total offense. 34 yards rushing for the Tigers, 56 yards passing for the Rawlins Outlaws, 55 yards on the ground, and 37 yards on the through the air for 92 yards. Covolo, the quarterback and all-time runner, has 11 carries for 53 yards. Allard has 2 carries for 2 yards. That's it on the ground for Rawlins. Allard has 6 pass completions. 6 pass attempts, 4 completions, 37 yards. Morales 1 catch for 15. Kramer Clauda has 2 catches for 16, and Woods that 1 touchdown reception for 37. For the Lander Valley Tigers, Braden Baker 6 carries, 22 yards, and we have Caleb Larvey with 5 carries for 26 yards, and Hollings Shed has a negative 14 yards. He was sacked twice in that game, but Hollingshead has completed 4 of 6 passes for 56 yards. He has 34 yards on 2 receptions to Johnson Baker, 11 yards to Moffett, and 11 yards to Burton. And then we didn't add this in the total offense, but McFadden has, what does he have here? 46 yards in returns. So
they definitely found their kick returner, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where we are at halftime. Rawlins got their first points of the game on their first drive after Lander fumbled it at the 27-yard line in their own territory. And Rawlins went 6 plays, and it was a 24-yard field goal by Morales, 3-0. Then we had 4 more possessions, and Rawlins had a pretty good drive. They started at their 45 and got all the way down to the Lander 16. It was a 34-yard field goal by Morales that made the score 6-0. Then just before halftime here, it was a 37-yard pass from Allard to Justin Woods. PAT was added by Morales, and it's where we are right now, 13-0 Rawlins.
Yeah, and there's a couple things that you can pull away from that first half that are really, really good for Lander, and that is that their passing game seems to be a lot more concrete and a lot more well-defined. They're not just kind of throwing it around the schoolyard, and so that means that Paxton Hollingshed is being able to be integrated into this offense a little bit better every single time. And if they can maybe start first downs with some better, well-constructed pass plays, I think that they can get a lot more of those second and third and shorts. That way they were doing really well, Ernie. The first quarter, they were on second and third and twos almost every single time they touched the ball. They had an 8-yard gain on first downs. Most of those were from runs. I just think that if they're able to get those on the ground, that's great. But if you can go out and you can throw the ball against these Rawlins defenders, it's worked so far. Like you said, 4 for 6. If you can start doing that a little bit earlier, maybe Rawlins starts to play back a little bit, and then you get those holes open for Braden Baker, for Caleb Larvey. Paxton doesn't have to feel so pressured inside the pocket. If they can just get that passing game started a little bit earlier in their series, I think that their run game is going to be able to explode like we know that they can.
Well, that's the ideal offensive set. You want to get Rawlins to move back in deep pass coverage so the running game can open up, and let's hope the Tigers can make that kind of an adjustment. As you mentioned, in the first couple of drives for Lander, they got 8 yards on first down, and that gives you all sorts of options then for your team. But those cotton picking turnovers and the penalties, we didn't mention the penalties.
Oh, they're bad.
Lander has been penalized a total of 6 times. They had 40 yards of penalties in the first quarter. They had 22 yards of penalties in the second quarter. That's a total of 66 yards on 6 penalties. Rawlins, no penalties. So, home field advantage, I guess.
I just think if the if the Lander offense doesn't get some of those penalties, they very easily can get points up on the board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. It's up to you whether you want to guesstimate how they were going to do that. But those penalties have killed their offense. And when they're on defense and they get those penalties like that pass interference, I mean, there's just no way to stop shooting yourself in the foot unless you take your finger off the trigger. So you got to find a way to stop the penalties in the second half. This game is well within reach. A 13-0 score. They should feel lucky that it's not 16-0 because of that missed field goal. But on top of that, you just have to stop the penalties. If you can stop shooting yourself in the foot, you got a good chance of winning this game.
Well, I tell you what, we've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It's a long halftime period because it's homecoming here in Rawlins. But we'll be back with more of our halftime show right after this.
We believe that everyone deserves a second chance, including us. Hi, I'm Brian Robacher, CEO of Atlantic City Federal Credit Union. And if we said no to you in the past, I'm asking you for a second chance too. In the midst of everything happening, we are committed now more than ever to second chances and when it comes to your finances. An auto loan for your new car, business loans, home loans, and more. Give Atlantic City Federal Credit Union a second chance to give you a second chance. We've been helping our community thrive since 1964, and now it's your turn. Visit AtlanticCity.coop to apply today. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Your tax pros at 672 West Main Street in Lander, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Outlaw Stadium. I am saying they don't have their stadium named after anyone, do they, Ernie? Did I miss that on the way out?
It's Outlaw Stadium.
Yeah, you know, there's always a name seems like I'm missing. And we're going to go through some scores from around Wyoming high schools football. Last night, Big Piney took on Shoshone, and Carson Gurr. He had 3 touchdowns, one of which was a 69-yard punt return for a touchdown. They beat the Wranglers 26-7. Ernie, Shoshone's still looking for their first win of the season. Wind River beat up on Grable 49-0. You can watch a full recap of that game on WyoToday's YouTube page. That was our game of the week. Pine Bluffs beat Saratoga 33-6. And 6-man Matitsi won 66 over Tinsleep, who had 7. And Wyoming Indian, they faced the Cody JV team and just got a wallop on them 68-6. So far tonight in 4A, Sheridan putting the hurting on Kelly Walsh 42-0. That's in the second quarter. Also in the second quarter, Cheyenne East is up on Cheyenne Central 14-10. And also in the second quarter, Natrona County 16, Campbell County 6. Thunder Basin is beating up on Laramie 34-6, and Rock Springs shutting out Cheyenne South right now in the second quarter 16-0. All those games currently listed as the second quarter. In 3A here, fourth quarter action, Star Valley is beating Cody at Cody 35-14, and that is going to change up the power rankings and possibly the playoff positioning for Cody and Star Valley if that game continues like that. 35-14, I was not expecting that. Powell is beating up Evanston 21-7 in the second quarter. Riverton only up by 4. Kind of a funky score here, 10-6 against Douglas. At Douglas, that would be an upset as Douglas is ranked 5th in 3A. At halftime, Jackson up on Green River 9-0, and Warland at Buffalo just kicked off, so we'll get a score there soon. In 2A, we have two final scores. Mountain View stays on top, 36 over Lovell 28. Mountain View currently number 1 and undefeated in 2A. Tongue River is beating just beat Burns 41-6, and Lyman is beating up Thermopolis on Thermopolis' homecoming night 38-12. That game, if you want to listen to it, is in the fourth quarter and currently on 101.7 KDNO as well as WyoToday's YouTube page. At halftime, Bighorn beating up Newcastle 41-9. Pinedale on top of Kimmerer 23-0, and in the second quarter, Wheatland is up on Upton Sundance 7-0. We get into 1A 9-man. Lusk is beating Moorcroft 13-4. Did they get 2 safeties? That's the only way I can imagine they get 4 points.
4 points, yeah.
So Lusk is up 13-4 at halftime. The other games have just kicked off. In 6-man, Burlington just continues to demolish their teams they're playing against. 73-28 against KC. Farson Eden beat Hannah Elk Mountain 64-12, and Cokeville beat Rich County, Utah in Utah 14-0. Tomorrow we have a forfeit from St. Stephen's, which gives Wyoming Indian their first win of the season. Congrats to them. I know it's not the way they won it, but that is how they're going to get it. And DuBois playing at Casper Christian tomorrow at noon. Midwest is going to be playing at Hewlett at 1, and a big showdown, Ernie, number 1 versus number 2 encampment at Little Snake River. That'll be at 2 p.m. That might be one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, and that's just down the road for encampment to go over to Bags for Little Snake River over one of the more scenic mountain passes in Wyoming. Well, we're waiting for the Lander Tigers to come out, and as soon as they do, we'll start the clock with a 3-minute countdown for their warm-up, and we'll be back. It's 13-0 Rawlins over Lander entering the third period.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Riverton Blodorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blodorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blodorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blodorn Lumber.
.381 Subs and Salads is the newest addition to Fremont County. They offer salads, sandwiches, ice cream, and Lotus drinks. 381 Subs and Salads is located at 702 East Main Street in Riverton.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
And we've got 2 minutes, 57 seconds to go. Both teams are out now doing their warm-ups after their halftime discussions. And, it's a 13-0 score, but that is a good score as far as Lander is concerned. They limited them to 2 field goals, and Rawlins missed a third field goal. So the defense has been doing their job, except one time, keeping Rawlins out of the end zone.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I mentioned it, and I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but they should have known that long pass was coming with 90 seconds left. That would have been my number one defensive call. If I was Coach Burton or the defensive coordinators here, I would have said, just play deep. Don't let it keep the field in front of you. If you see Jackson Allard, you got to tell these defensive guys, if you see 13 behind the center and he's in shotgun, just kind of move back 2 or 3 feet and keep the play in front of you. If you can keep all of the wide receivers in front of you, you have a good chance of stopping that touchdown. Instead, they let one of them get behind. He gets the easy touchdown on the very first play. If they had just played some stout defense, maybe let Rawlins run their timeouts out, this could very easily be a 6-0 game still.
Well, that gives hope for the Lander offense. They have been moving the ball tonight. As I mentioned, the total offense for Lander has been 90 yards, and for Rawlins, 92 yards. Of course, Rawlins has had the benefit of the real short field here with the Lander turnovers and penalties.
Yeah, and those are going to keep happening if you don't stop yourself from making them stop. So they've got to be really, really pivoting on the penalties. If I can find a way to find the words. I don't know if I can really explain just what happens to this team if they keep getting in penalty trouble. They're going to continue to lose these games if they can just stay out of... we watched a great game in Buffalo. Granted, it was pouring rain.
Yep.
We had the lightning delay. Buffalo still won by a mile. I understand that was not the game that we're talking about, but penalty-wise, if they could just replicate anything from that game, you'd want to replicate the lack of penalties, because that will give this team the best chance of coming back and winning. And don't forget, Rawlins gets the ball to start off the game. Lander got it and fumbled it within 2 plays, so Rawlins already gets an advantage and a possibility to go up by 3 scores.
Yeah, and Lander's had 2 major penalties, a pass interference and a face mask. They've had 2 minor penalties for motion, and they had 1 7-yard penalty. That was kind of interesting. That was on a holding call. Lander's been penalized 6 times for 62 yards, and Rawlins still has to collect their first penalty.
They're averaging 10 yards per penalty. That's just... You can't win like that. You're basically giving up a first down every time a yellow flag gets thrown on the field.
Okay, here we come out, and it will be, let's see, is that Joel Jubber?
No, Jubber likes to run on that far side. That's 29.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't get a lot of kickoffs, sadly, so we don't get to see him do it as much, and that's Caleb Andrews, the freshman.
Yeah, Caleb Andrews is the kickoff person for Lander. Rawlins has 2 players down around the 5-yard line. Kovalo is one of them, and the second one down there looks to be Justice Woods, the young man who scored on that long pass play. There is the kick. It comes down to Kovalo at the 10-yard line. He cuts to the middle of the field. Now jogs right, jogs left. He breaks away from one, breaks away from another, but he can't evade the Lander tacklers for long, and he comes down at the 50-yard line where he's tackled, and it'll be a real 40-yard return for Kovalo, and 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line, and Lander at the 50-yard line.
I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but if Kovalo didn't run into his own player, he might have taken that to the house right there. Lander did get to him finally, but he got slowed down by his own player, and that's it's always disappointing when you're running the ball back and you got to tell your teammate, get out of my way.
Yeah, that's right. So it's first down, 10 yards to go, right at midfield. Football in the center of the field, just getting underway here in the 3rd period, and it's Allard out there, and we have 3 wide receivers split wide left, 2 to the right in the gun. There's the snap. Allard looking to pass. Now he's going to take off running. He's got a lot of yardage. He's down to the 43-yard line.
There's a flag on the play right over there.
Yeah, and a penalty flag comes out. So it's a 7-8-yard carry by the quarterback, Allard. And we have a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is.
I think this is coming back. I think his blocker in front of him was holding.
Well, we haven't got a message from the White Hat yet.
I want to apologize to anyone watching on the WyoToday. We got a reflection here. Now that the darkness is on the other side, we have a light reflection, and it is going to be against...
Yeah, it's against Rawlins. It's
only
a
a 3-yard
holding penalty.
They're not going to put him back 10 yards. It's 3 yards. I think it was a
from
spot.
The point of the foul.
There you go, yeah.
Okay, same formation. Back to pass. Allard, big rush on the play. Long pass downfield, and it's incomplete. Boy, great defense by the Tigers. They had the receiver that time. Let's see, that was Jose Morales.
Yeah.
Double team down there, and the pass went incomplete.
There was actually 2 Rawlins wide receivers there, and it landed in between both of them. Charlie Fonseca was the one that fell down. So good job there, and now it's a quick second down and long here for Rawlins.
Yeah, they're going to need about 13 yards. Same formation. Allard at the quarterback, takes the snap, looks downfield. Quick pass is almost intercepted by the Tigers. Boy, that was
Landon Jones.
Yeah.
If he had just been playing, you never want your players to play like this, but if he had been playing the ball instead of the player, he might have seen that was way too high, and it would have landed right in his chest if he had just moved a centimeter to the left.
Clock stops at 11:34 to go in the period number 3. It's third down now, 13 to go for Rawlins. Exactly the same formation, 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left.
They like to spread the defenses out when they have Jackson Allard in there.
Backs. Takes about 3 steps back.
There's
Fires
an interception.
Downfield, intercepted by the Tigers. And that is 58 or 68?
That's 58. That's Cabrialis.
That's Cabrialis. Gets the INT for Lander. Nice job there, Ziam. And Cabrialis gets the INT. And Lander will take over now in really good field position at their own 46-yard line.
And that's very that mirrors how Lander's first possession went of the first half. You get a couple plays in and suddenly it's turned over, and now Lander has a chance to cut this score down as much as they can.
Single receivers out wide on each side. Mason and Jubber. There's the handoff to Baker, and he's caught behind the line.
That could have been a horse collar tackle, depending on what ref is looking at it right there.
It's going to be a 1-yard loss on the play back to the 45-yard line. So a 1-yard loss for the Tigers, second down and 11 yards to go. And the quarterback, Hollingshut, is in the gun. Now Bodie Moffat off to the left side, Jubber off to the right side. 2 men in the backfield, 1 man in the slot. There's the snap, and the handoff goes straight up the field. Not much yardage there. I believe that was Larvey. No, that was Baker, 34.
And right then and there, they get back to the line of scrimmage, but the defensive players were ready for that. They knew that the counter was coming to that left side. If you are Paxson, I know you're having to learn on the fly a lot in this offense, but you have to realize when they're loading one side of the line more than the other. If I was him right there, I would have called an audible if I could have, or I would have at least looked to Coach Burton and said, can we flip this on its side and go to the right side instead?
10:15 to go, period 3, 13-0 Rawlins on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Under center now, and man in motion is Larvey. Handoff goes to the second man through. Nothing going. There's going to be no gain on the play.
Yeah, that's the Lander we've been watching all season. 3 runs right up the middle, and they lose yardage overall. That is just not what we were watching in the first half. They were able to put a couple fun plays together in that first half to get a lot of positive yardage, and that right there is the run first, second, and third offense that we've come to know from Lander.
Well, the Tigers did not make any gain on those 4 plays, or in those 3 plays, I should say. Jubber is in to punt back from his own 35-yard line. Good snap, long kick. And Kovalo grabs it at the 16-yard line, cuts upfield, and is buried at the 25. So Kovalo returns it about 7 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Rawlins.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Kovalo gets the carry, and he goes about 2 yards. And tell you what, that was Brandon Baker who put the hurt on him after a 2-yard gain. So it'll be second down, 8 yards to go.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Braden Baker. He's got a big frame. That's why he's such a good running back. He's able to tackle through people and run through people. So right there, when Kovalo ran into him, he felt it.
Well, he sure did. He just snapped right back. Here's Kovalo again, and he is hit again at the 30-yard line and brought down. It'll be a short gain on the play. They're going to call him down at the 31-yard line, so that's going to be a 3-yard gain.
I didn't have the clock running. Sorry about that, online folks. 8:25 to go in this third quarter, and Lander, after they got all that momentum from the interception, went 3 and out, and I think they're just going to try and force it right here again. Another 3 and out would be great if they could stop them here. It's still only 13-0.
Temperatures dropped now in Rawlins to 49 degrees, so it's getting chilly out there. There's no wind to speak of, however.
It feels colder out there than 49, I'll give you that much.
Yeah, it does. Everyone's in tight. Kovalo back in the gun. Lander has a 5-man defensive front. Here's the snap. Oh, it goes way over his head. It goes all the way back to the 16, 17-yard line before Kovalo can cover it. That's a big break for the Tigers.
Huge break. Now they don't even have to worry about the stop. They have to focus on a punt that's going to be deep in Rawlins' own territory. And it looks like Parker Burton and Bodie Moffitt are going to take these punt returns. They're not even going to line up at the midway point of the field.
16-yard loss on the play.
Huge.
Yeah, okay, here's the punt. Morales is there. There's the kick, and it's an end-over-ender, and it comes down to Moffitt. Moffitt at the 50-yard line, and he's going to go ahead to about the 46 or 47. Moffitt with the carry, and Lander will have the ball. This is the first time they're starting inside the Rawlins Outlaws yardage.
Yeah, and it's going to be this is a big time for Coach Burton to call something maybe other than an inside run here. I know that we get a lot of flack, especially on our YouTube comments, that people are saying that they just run, and while they do, it's pretty effective when it starts off really well in this side of the field, but they're going to have to do something again. The Rawlins knows the run is coming. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Rawlins is going to find out really quickly that Paxton Hollingshed can throw the ball if Coach Burton will just allow him to.
Joel Jubber comes into the huddle with the play, line of scrimmage, the 47-yard line. Hash mark on the far side of the field. Single receivers on each side. Hollingshed gets the ball, hands off, straight up the middle. That is our good friend Braden Baker, and he gets a first down run. He almost gets 17 yards on that play.
If he had broken one more tackle, he would have broke it loose for a touchdown. And right there, I'm going to eat my own words. That run up the middle worked to perfection. I'm just excited to see it finally work after that momentum from the interception. Like I said, it was stalled on a 3 and out. You got to get it back some way, one way or another, and that's one way to do it with 6:55 to go.
Here come the Tigers out. Same formation again. 2 runners in the backfield. Hollingshed in the gun. 1 man in the slot on the right side. There's the high snap, and it goes to Larvey. Larvey down to the 25-yard line and maybe the 24. So it'll be a nice gain on the play. It'll be a pickup of 4 yards on the play, and it's down at the, what is that, the 24
He's fired
yard
at the
line.
24, yeah.
Yeah. Nice run that time by Larvey. We're going to give him 4 yards on that, and that will be 30 yards in carries. 6 carries, 30 yards for Caleb Larvey. Tigers come out again, same formation. There's the handoff, goes straight up the middle, and about 4 or 5 yards on that carry.
Again, that was Larvey.
Yep.
And Larvey, man, he's getting the workload right now. They trust him to get the ball and get it upfield, and he got it close to the first down marker, but not close enough. It's going to be 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
35 yards on 7 carries now for Caleb Larvey. Football almost in the middle of the field. Clock running at 5.5 minutes to go. Rawlins with a 13-0 lead. Lander driving. Here's 3rd down. They need a long 2. And straight up the middle goes Hollingshed. And let's see, it's going to be really close to that 1st down.
They stopped the clock at 5:17 to do a little check, and I think they're going to give it to him. Yes, they are.
That's a good play there.
The nice QB sneak up front, you know, when you're not expecting it, it works really well. Whereas in Rawlins, they pretty much, if Kovalo's out there, you know it's going to be a quarterback sneak.
Yeah. 5:05 to go here, 3rd period. Lander on the march now. They're down at the 17-yard line. Receivers out on each side, 2 men in the backfield. Hollingshed gets the snap, rolls to his right side.
Ooh, avoids one tackle.
Yeah, throws it downfield, and it is...
Is that picked off? I think it was. He just threw up a wounded duck up in the air. I knew he threw it on the run and off his back foot, and I think it is intercepted.
Officials are... No, incomplete pass. So the 2 officials closest to it huddled together, and they called it an incomplete pass, which is really good luck for Hollingshed.
Really good luck. Who was that thought he picked it off? That's he's got his hand in his, that's number 10. That's Riley Kramer Clouda, and he swears he got both feet in bounds. You only need one in high school, but he's telling the ref that he got it in there, and luckily Lander now just on 2nd and 10 instead of on defense.
Lander gets a break, 2nd down, 10 yards to go, same formation. Here's the pitch, goes back to Baker. Baker on the left side gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward to about the 13. So that's going to go about 5 yards on the play.
That's a good thing to teach your running back to fall forward when you can.
Exactly. He now has 44 yards on 10 carries, so that's 4.4 yards a carry.
3rd and 5, Ernie. What do you want to see here?
Well, I'd like to see a bubble screen out to the right side.
They're on the near hash, so if they can get a lot of space on the right, as they're just lining up tight, and it's going to be Bodie Moffitt under center. Is that true?
Yeah, it looks like number 8 right there, yeah.
No, it is Paxton under center.
No, it's Paxton. There's a handoff straight up the middle, and it's not going to get the 1st down, but it's going to go down to the 10-yard line. And that was Larvey on the carry. Larvey, it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Tigers.
We've already seen them turn the ball over on downs in a very similar situation on 4th and 2. That play was just blown up as soon as it got hiked, and I wonder if Coach Burton has learned from his mistakes. They're not going to send out the kicker. It's going to be 4th and 2. They bring in... Is that Bryce? They bring in one extra blocker on the right side. I would have brought in Joel Jubber. He's
Bryce
huge.
Maiden. Okay, 1 man in the backfield, under center, no one out on either side. There's the pitch, and it is blowing up.
Again.
Loss on downs. That play took too long to develop, and the Tigers are going to turn it over. And that was Larvey who got caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss on the play, and Lander turns it over on downs.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
Do you need a midday?
10 yards to go from the 16-yard line. Everyone in tight. There's Kovalo, and he gets a little bit of running room. He breaks one tackle, but not the second. He's close to the 1st down. They're going to mark him at the 21-yard line, which should give him the 1st down. But let's see where the officials put the ball down. They're going to put it short of the 1st down. No, they're giving him the 1st down. It's at the 21-yard line. So a nice 10-yard gain that time. And it's 1st down, 10 yards to go.
I have a final score from Thermopolis. Lyman wins 38-12 on the Bobcats' homecoming night. That really ruins a homecoming game.
Covelo has 3 men to the right side, and Lander jumps offside. It'll be an easy 5 yards. This will be their 7th penalty of the game.
Again, I mean, the penalties are going to be something that Coach Burton's going to point to in this week's pregame show for next week, and I just imagine the fourth and the turnover on downs are going to be the other thing, because if you just get those 4 yards you need, this game turns totally on its heels.
So it is a 1st down and 5, and it's at the 26-yard line on the penalty. Everyone in tight for Rawlins. Covelo in the backfield. He's got 1 man in the backfield with him. Long count. Now he takes off, goes off left guard. He'll get a couple of yards, and he goes up to the 30.
Bunch of blockers on that right side. You have to know that they're overloading the side he's running on. If it's a counter, then you can still try and overload the other side. But when you see 3 extra blockers on the right side, you got to at least put 1 extra defensive player on that side.
2nd down, 1 yard to go. Clock moving at under 2 minutes now. Minute 50 to go. 13-0 Rawlins leading in their homecoming game here at Outlaw Stadium.
Still the 3rd quarter. I think we had to mention that one.
Yeah. Here we go. Covelo in the gun. They're stacked up on the right side this time in the backfield. And that's right where Covelo goes. 1st down carry up to the 35-yard line.
Very predictable play calling so far from Rawlins in this 3rd quarter. There's just a lot of boosted runs to the right. You can see that when they line up with 3 or 4 extra blockers on one side, you just always know which way they're going to go. It's just not – Lander's defensive presence is not really forcing anything from Covelo. They've been able to kind of stop Jackson Allard for the most part as far as the pressure goes, but Covelo, he's just going to take it and run forward.
Yeah, he gets a lot of good offensive blocking up front.
Now he's got 3 lined up on the left side instead.
We're down to a minute to go here, 3rd period, and that's he goes the other way. He breaks away on the outside. He'll pick up about 5 yards up across the 35 to about the 38-yard line.
Joel Jubber with a good tackle there on the counter side.
And Covelo now 18 carries for 62 yards. He is...
you doing the math in your head?
Yeah, running right with his statistics. So 2nd down now, 6 yards to go. Hash mark on the near side at the 37, 38-yard line. He goes to the left side. He breaks 1, breaks another. He gets across the 40, and they're going to call him down at the 42 or 43-yard line. It'll be short of the 1st down. Only a 3-yard gain that time. And it is 3rd down, and he needs a long one. And that is the end of the 3rd period of play. And after 3, it's Rawlins 13, Lander 0.
Serves delicious, fresh roasted coffee, tea, and other drinks. Come to think of it, why not start your day with their quick, healthy breakfasts, like one of their famous acai bowls, or maybe a breakfast burrito? Just need a quick snack? They got you. Stop by, fuel up, and enjoy at 1255 Main Street in Lander at the Lander Coffee Company.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you.
Well, we've got 12 minutes to go, Shawn, and the Tigers are down by 2 touchdowns, 13-0.
It's still definitely a winnable game for Lander. You just got to stop getting in your own way. The penalties, the 4th and 2 plays, those are just things that they're going to have to look at and film. They can't go back and fix those mistakes now. They have to work towards bettering themselves, and if they can get a stop here on 3rd and very short, I believe it's 3rd and 1 for Rawlins on their own 43-yard line.
Okay, Kovalo comes out. He's got his blockers on the left-hand side this time, the extra 3 blockers in the gun. There's the snap. He goes to the right side, breaks away. He has the first down across the 45 up to about the 47-yard line.
And that first down right there was all Kovalo. He ran to the weak side, and he was able to get at least 1 block in front of him. That's all he needed.
20 carries now for 70 yards, I have unofficially for Kovalo. First down and 10. 3 yards out of Lander territory. Their hash mark on the far side. Clock moving, 11:40 to go in the game. Kovalo, now he runs to the left-hand side. Gets caught at the line of scrimmage. There will be a little gain, not much.
If
and
any.
that was Bodie Moffitt there on the bottom of that stack, I believe, number 8, yeah.
Well, Riverton, we have a score update from Douglas. Riverton was up 10-6. They are now down 13-10. Cody did not send us a time, but it is 13-10 in Douglas. Riverton looking for their 3rd straight win after beating Lander last week and this Rawlins team the week before.
So it is 2nd down, 9 yards to go. In the same formation, Kovalo takes it to the left-hand side. He's stopped at the line, loses
what a big
yardage.
push.
Great push by the Lander defensive front, and they stop Kovalo for a loss on the play of about 2 yards. Back near the 45-yard line.
Boy, the Lander defense got all the push there, and now we have a player down. I think we're going to stop for an injury timeout. Let me grab a number before we go, and we take that timeout with them. And that's not Tristan Osborne. Oh, no, that's Cabrialis. And he's down getting worked on. We'll take a break. 13-0 Rawlins on 93.1 KFCW.
Do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Well, we were just talking, Lander really needs to stop now with 10.5 minutes to go in the game, and they have Rawlins at 3rd down and 11. We didn't see who's coming in as quarterback, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Allard.
Yeah, it has to be Allard. In situations like this, if you're a Rawlins fan, you know that he's got the best chance to getting 11 yards in one play. He's done it a couple times so far.
And he's in the huddle on the sideline as Cabrialis is still down. Looks like he's got a little bit of a cramp there. Doesn't look like it's an injury.
Yeah, and I zoomed in with my binoculars on his face. He doesn't seem to be in a lot of pain either. If it was very serious, I feel like we would be knowing it more. But on 3rd and 11 here, Coach Burton has to tell his defense, like we said, we're coming out of halftime. If you see number 13 line up in shotgun, just take a couple yards, step back, keep the play in front of you.
Right.
Don't let anything get behind you. You know, if you watch professional football or college football, those big air raid offenses, they go up against 1 and 2 high safeties every single game. And while they might get past them every now and then, that's the only way to play against a passing offense. If you want to stop them on 3rd and long like this, you have to play at least 2 safeties deep.
Okay, Cabrialis getting up now. A couple dozen fans from Lander made the trip down here to Rawlins. It's not that far.
It's a boring trip compared to some of our longer trips.
And he is walking a little bit gingerly there. I think he had a cramp.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
it's not super boring. Split Rock is there, or as the sign says,
right, yeah.
Plit Rock.
Okay, big play here for the Lander Tigers if they want to get back into this game.
3rd and 11.
Down, yeah, and 11 yards. And here's Allard. He's got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 5 receivers out there. Long pass. Big rush. There's the pass. It's caught. And Morales gets it, but only a short yardage gain. They're going to give him the ball. Oh, that's a heck of a good spot.
Well, at the spot of the catch, right before right before Joel Jubber dragged him about 5 yards backwards. Joel Jubber had a great tackle there, but that is the spot that they got, and I think they're going to punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that's a 47 of Lander, so...
Oh, no, this would be the second time. I forget. Sorry.
Yep. And going back for the Tigers, we have Jubber and...
No, that's Bodie Moffitt and Parker Burton, I believe.
Okay,
yes,
here's the kick.
Oh, my goodness.
And it bounces into the end zone, thank goodness. And Lander will have it at the 20.
Good decision by Parker Burton to let that one go. It's 13-10, 9:45 to go in the fourth and final quarter.
Waste Services, Fremont County, Hot Springs County, Washakie County. They are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please call 307-856-5354 or stop down at the Riverton office, 730 South Broadway. Wyoming Waste wants to wish everyone in Fremont County good luck in their sports this year.
Apologies to Wyoming Waste. I didn't know that ad got caught in the middle there. So we love Wyoming Waste. They do collect a lot of trash and a lot of everything you don't need from Washakie County, Hot Springs County, and Fremont County.
Tigers come out 1st and 10 at the 20. Now they're under center, and it's a quarterback sneak, and it gets a yard or two. Not much on that quarterback sneak. He had a couple of guys on front trying to pave the way for him, but it's only a yard gain for Lander. 2nd down and 9. Now that's the first time we've seen that formation this year.
Yeah, and that's something that I wonder if they could have done a little bit earlier on the 4th and 2 play. They got about 2 yards right there. That's exactly what they needed on both 4th and 2 plays, and instead they got shotgun formation and pitched backwards in both of those plays, ending in turnover on downs.
So it's 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Single receivers out on each side. Back the pass. Here's a long pass down, failed off the finger tips of Bodie Moffitt at the 40-yard line. That was close. Incomplete pass. That's the 3rd incompletion in a row by Hollingshed. And it'll be now a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 9. Clock stopped at 9 minutes to go here in the game. Rawlins with a 13-0 lead. Here comes the play from the sideline, and Hollingshed brings it into the huddle. There's the explanation to his teammates. They break and come out. Moffitt split wide to the left side, and I missed the number there. We have 2 receivers out to the right. Here we go, rolling to his right, looking downfield. There's the pass caught by Jubber at the 35-yard line, and he's up and moves to the 37. 1st and 10, Lander. Nice pass play.
What a great catch, and he spun out of a tackle and got ran into by 2 other players, and he was able to really do some damage there on the Rawlins defenders.
And that is Jubber's first pass reception today.
Yeah, 8:50 to go. Don't pay attention to our clock on WyoToday's scoreboard. 8:50 to go. They still have plenty of time. If they can get a score on this drive, that really puts Rawlins in a corner.
Yeah, it sure does. Twin receivers now off to the left, one on the right. One man in the slot, one man in the backfield. Hollingshed runs over to his left side, and he's trying to break away. He's sacked. Again, he doesn't throw the ball when he's in pursuit there by the Rawlins Outlaws, and they get him behind the line of scrimmage for about a 4-yard loss.
He's lucky that wasn't a 10-yard loss the way he was running backwards there. And again, you're right, he has to throw those away. I have a feeling that was a designed quarterback draw. He was waiting for a chance to run forward, and when he did, the red jerseys were already there waiting for him. So I don't think any of his receivers were actually going to be there to catch the ball as they were running up, and they were doing all go routes. That's a sign of a QB draw. They want to get the defenders up and away from the line as far as possible.
3rd and 14 now from the 34-yard line. Hash mark on the near side. Everyone's in tight this time. Hollingshed has one man in motion. Rolls to his left side, looking downfield, throws.
What a catch.
And a flag comes down. Nice catch on the play by the Tigers' Bryce Mason.
And I think this one might be coming back here, though. I think they have.
Another penalty?
It looked like the throw, or it looked like the catch was made right in front of the flag, and I just wonder if there was a Lander player that got in the way of a Rawlins player more than 5 yards down the field.
Maybe a defensive holding, huh? Well, let's see what we've got. We don't know yet. The call is going over to Jim Burton, and it's against, well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's
That's
wait
the first
till the
time he's
Whitehead
gone over
comes.
to Burton, though, and asked for his consent, so...
we have pass interference. Is that what the call is?
On the defense, and
on Rawlins. That'll be the first penalty against the Outlaws tonight.
That will also move the sticks, so congrats to Lander on that one.
Yeah, that's a nice 15-yarder. So the first penalty, or the second penalty against Rawlins, and it'll be first down for the Tigers, and they are at the 49-yard line in their own territory on the penalty. So it's 1st and 10 at their own 49 with 7:20 to go, and the clock is moving.
Sorry about that. This clock is so hard to keep track of when I can't see the clock. It's all the way over to my right here.
Jubber off to the right side. And Smith-Velarde in the slot there. Back to pass Hollingshed. And he underthrows Paxton Burton, or Parker Burton, at the 35. Ball hit the ground before it even got to Burton. So it's a second down play now.
I didn't see if that was tipped or not, but it definitely didn't look like it came off of Hollingshed's hands very well.
Nope. Second down, 10 yards to go. That stops the clock with exactly 7 minutes to go. Lander trails in the game 13-0 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard.
You got to score, I don't want to say quickly here, but you don't want to give Rawlins very minimal time to just run out the clock. You got to make sure you score and score a little bit quicker here than you might want to.
Twin receivers off to the right side. Hollingshed, long pass downfield is way too long. Drops incomplete down at the 15-yard line. That was intended for Moffitt.
Moffitt looked like he was trying to tell the ref he was being held, but that ball was 6-7 yards past him. Uncatchable.
Okay, so it's 3rd and 10. Here we go, a big, long third down play. Tigers had the benefit of a pass interference last time. That play only took 3 seconds, 6:57 to go, according to the official scorecard.
And again, they take Joel Jubber out on a big 3rd and 10 play. He is their biggest player. He's got good hands. He's able to act like a giant tight end, and I just they trust their speedy guys like Parker Burton, Bryce Mason, Braden Johnson-Baker. They're going to have to trust him now.
Here's the snap, and it's Parker that took the snap. The ball is fumbled, and it's blowing dead. It'll be a loss on the play of 2 yards. That was Parker Burton that took that direct snap.
You don't see that very often.
Nope, and it'll be 4th down. Oh, no, they're giving the ball to Rawlins.
No, what I think happened was Parker Burton fumbled the ball, and when the Rawlins defender picked it up, his knee hit the ground. So it would have been a loss of 2 and a punt anyway, but instead they're just going to fumble the ball, and that's another turnover, Ernie.
Yeah, and it gives Rawlins great field possession at the 47-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 6:52 to go in the game. Lander trails 13-0 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. You're listening on KFCW 93.1 and watching on WyoToday's YouTube channel. All right, there's the snap and the carry. Kovalo is caught behind the line of scrimmage. He'll be dropped for 2 yards loss. Really good
pursuit by Braden Baker, and then the big hit by Caleb Larvey really leveled him out about 4 yards, maybe 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And Larvey helps Kovalo off the ground. Yeah. Extends his hand down there and pulls him up. So it's a loss of 2. It's at the 49-yard line. And Kovalo's only been caught behind the line. Now this is the 3rd time.
And Lander, just to reiterate, Caleb Larvey helping up the quarterback. Things like that is what the WHSAA has been trying to instill with their sportsmanship awards and something like that. While it goes unnoticed by most people, that's something we like to see.
6 minutes to go in the game now. Second down, 12 to go for Rawlins. In the center of the field, there's the snap, and Kovalo takes it. He's caught by the ankles and dropped. That was a really good play by the Tigers' Landon Jones.
Yeah, Landon Jones is speedy. He's a good wide receiver. He's got some hands. You don't see him making huge plays in the backfield. He likes to cover wide receivers, but he got back there with a little bit of a cornerback blitz and he was able to get behind there and still keep him behind the lines. This is 3rd and extremely long. It looks like about 3rd and 12 still.
Yeah, 3rd and 12. And the coach for the Rawlins Outlaws, David Hastings, having a long conversation with his quarterback on the sideline. They might have to take a timeout here.
Well, whether they take a timeout or not, this is kind of a smart thing to do if you're Rawlins. You've got the lead. The clock is running. It's going to get down to 5 minutes, and I think, they're going to have to call a timeout here, and they finally do.
0-3-5-6.
Smart.
Yeah, so that was a timeout, and exactly 5 minutes to go in the game. It'll be 3rd down and 12 when we return.
Enjoy fresh-made pizza, pasta, calzones, and subs at Peretz, 519 West Main in Riverton. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday. Closed on weekends. Call 857-7306 to order for pickup or delivery with DoorDash. Peretz.
Midway is at an all-out clear-out for the new 2022 campers with the best price guarantee. Midway has financing with no money down, no payments for the rest of the year. Low interest rates on sweet fifth wheel. Dealer incentives up to $25,000 on toy haulers. Top dollar on trade-ins and door-to-door delivery. It's Midway's all-out clear-out. MidwayCampers.com. Midway, when you expect the best.
Welcome back. We have an update on the 50-50. They decided to announce the number winner. Grand total of $442 raised, so $221 going to be given out to the winner. I was looking for a girl to give some money to. I'd like to win that money, but they have already called that number, so a little bit too late for me, Ernie.
Okay, here we go. 3rd down, 12 yards to go, 5 minutes to go in the game. Kovalo in the gun. Extra blockers on the right side, and that's where he goes.
Look at Osborne.
Big pursuit by Osborne, and it's going to be a gain of only 2. It'll be 4th down for Rawlins.
And Lander calls a timeout smartly to stop the clock with 4:51. Tristan Osborne got back there like a speeding train. It was rough to try and watch that defender stop Tristan Osborne, and even though he didn't get the tackle, it is going to be because of him that this is a 4th down play.
And a 3rd punt in the game by Rawlins, if that's what they decide to do. 4:51 remaining in the game.
And Ernie, we'll keep it here instead of going to commercial. If Lander can just get a good punt return here, they can get some good positioning. They could try something deep fast like Rawlins did at the end of the first half. If they can even try something like that, I think that we have had some growth here tonight, because if they were to try and just run it up the middle, they're going to run the clock out on themselves, as time is now the enemy of Lander.
Well, let's see. McFadden will be back there to get the punt. Maybe we can have another run back. He had a 100-yard run back against Riverton. It's the longest one of the season so far in Class 3A. And the
officials did.
What time?
4:54.
4:54.
So they add 3 seconds to the clock.
4:54. We got it.
They sent a runner up to the press box to let the official scorer know. Well, Morales is out there in punt formation. Let's see if they actually do it. It's 4th and 10. He'll be punting from about the 45-yard line. And the Tigers are back at the 15 to receive this punt. 2 players back there. One of them, I believe, is Moffat, if my eyes are right, number 8. There's the snap and the kick. It's a high kick, and it's going to bounce, and it takes a Rawlins bounce all the way down to the 17-yard line where it's down, and that's where Lander will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 17 with 4:52 to go in the game.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Heading south, down the road in a Crow Cadillac, coupe to fill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Welcome back. After this play, I'll give you an update on the Riverton score here, as Lander has 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 on the near side.
And going back is the quarterback, Hollingshed, throws downfield incomplete right at the line of scrimmage. and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Stops the clock at 4:46.
That looked like he finally learned to throw it away. It might be too little too late. Yeah, Riverton, I'm watching the stream right now. Douglas is only up 19-17, kind of a funky score. 9 minutes, 16 seconds to go in Douglas. Riverton, again, looking for their 3rd straight win, including the one last week against Lander for that Keeper of the Gold trophy.
So the line of scrimmage is the 17-yard line, or the 18-yard line, I beg your pardon, on the near side of the field. Tigers come out. Moffitt goes wide to one side. Smith-Velarde on the near side.
He's been quiet tonight.
Hasn't had a catch. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Hollingshed licks to his left. Takes off, runs, and throws it way over the head of Larvey, I believe.
No, that was over Smith-Velarde, but, you know, some quarterbacks throw better on the run. That looked like he should have stopped, planted his feet, and just thrown. Well, Hunter Smith-Velarde had no one within 5 yards of him. He would have gotten a first down and way more, but instead he gets overthrown. And, again, if you're not comfortable throwing on the run, try and plant your feet, try and pitch it, shove it forward. There's no reason why that should have been an incompletion.
Yeah, he was all by himself at the 40-yard line.
Completely by himself. There was not a defender anywhere near him.
And the pass went all the way over his head into the Lander sideline. Okay, well, here's the play. If Lander wants to get back in the game, they've got 3rd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Hollingshed goes back, looking to pass. He's on the left side, throws it again overthrows and out of bounds.
Well, and that time was a little bit more understandable. He had pressure in his face, and right now the offensive line looks gassed for Lander. They are just giving up a lot of pressure right off the bat. And if it's 4th and 10, you got to go for it here. Even if you give Rawlins really great field position, you're basically giving up if you punt this ball.
4:32 to go in the game, and let's see what the Tigers do. They're bringing in 3 new players. Let's see what we've got. 4:32 to go after those 2 pass incompletions. They're in the huddle. Now they break the huddle, and they're going to go for it. Hollingshed has twin receivers to the left, one receiver to the right.
He's on the near hash, so those 2 are going to be in wide position.
Hollingshed rolls to his left, under pressure, and down he goes.
And that's the worst case scenario in that position, but at least they tried for it. 4:26 to go in the game, and I think we can put a pretty bow on this one for Rawlins in front of their homecoming king and queen. And Ernie, I would be remiss to say I don't think we're going to get Coach Burton after the game today. Not only is it a long hike up the bleachers and across the field, but they also have a 2-hour drive, give or take, on the way back. So even if they did win, it was going to be hard to get Coach Burton and any players up here. But now Rawlins looking to add to their score here.
Rawlins takes over at the 13-yard line with 4:26 to go.
Best field position of the day.
Yeah, here we go. There's Covelo, breaks 1 tackle, not another, and he'll get about 3 yards on the play. Looks like he's down at the 10-yard line. Nice tackle that time by the Tigers, and coming up and making that stop is our good friend Tristan Osborne. So it's a 3-yard gain and a 2nd down 7, clock moving at 4 minutes to go. 75 yards on 26 carries for Covelo. Okay, guess who's in there now? Allard, and we've got 3 receivers on one side, 2 on the other, and he takes it straight up the middle of the gut. Touchdown, Rawlins. Wide open, no one near him, and that'll put the nail on the coffin.
Yep, 19-0, and Rawlins going to get a big win today. Rawlins only winning over Burns and Green River this season. They had a close loss against Worland last week and a close loss against Pinedale in week 2. But today they're going to get a big win against Lander. Looks like it probably will be 20-0 if this PAT is good.
13-yard carry by the quarterback, Allred. First time he's run for it today.
Right.
And there's the kick. It's blocked. The kick is blocked by the Lander Tigers, so it will stay 19-0.
Your car or truck is An investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
I spend a lot of time driving in Wyoming, and if there's a common theme is that our roads are long and the towns are far apart. Most Wyomingites buckle their seatbelts, but still 20% do not.
Wyoming law dictates that every person in a vehicle must wear a seatbelt at all times. Seatbelts reduce the risk of death by 45% and reduce the risk of injury by 50% in all motor vehicle crashes.
I buckle up to secure my journey and to protect what matters most, my family. Our Yellowstone region is home to breathtaking beauty, but please, drive with caution and buckle your seatbelt, for you and your family's sake.
Remember, Wyoming, your safety is our priority. Please buckle up, not only for your safety, but it's the law.
Three minutes, 40 seconds to go in the game. Morales is...
he's had some trouble with this tee all day long.
Yeah, he's been resculpting the grass there, and he's still working on it downfield, or down there at the 40-yard. Now the official comes over and says, come on, boy, we got to get this game going.
Yeah, these umps need to get home, too.
Yeah, everyone travels here in Wyoming. Well, he's still fooling around with the football. I don't know what. He was making little mounds with dirt down there to put the kicking tee in. Okay, here we go. 3:40 to go. Let's see. Everyone is ready for the kick. There's the approach, the whistle, and the kick is on the ground. Then it's picked up at the 20-yard line and is going to be returned to the 35, 36, 37-yard line by the Tigers. And picking up that football was Parker Burton. So Parker gets it about 15 yards on the return that time.
Good squib kick, and we watched a couple squib kicks last week. Riverton obviously didn't want to kick to Finn McFadden after the kickoff return, so wonder if Lander's been practicing their squib kick returns. That looked like it right there.
36-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 3.5 minutes to go in the game.
I don't know how many times I've seen a game end 19-0.
Yeah, really.
That's a fun score. Scoregami, as some like to call it.
Wide receivers out on each side, one man in the backfield. Now a man in motion. Bubble pass over here to Jubber. It goes about 3 yards before Rawlins knocks him out. And that'll be a gain of, they're only going to give him a couple of yards on the play.
Well, Jubber didn't have any defenders there, so when you call that a bubble screen, that's more or less just a quick pass to the right. You got to let Jubber get past the defenders, but that's a big man. He's just going to lower his shoulders and run forward. He's not going to be that speedy, shifty, juke you out of your shoes type of player.
2 yards on the play.
He did get out of bounds, though. Stopped the clock at 3:24.
Same formation for the Tigers. Hash mark on the near side. Oh, there's a high snap. He pulls it down, throws it out of bounds.
That could be intentional grounding.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Absolutely no one over there for Lander.
And if you want to throw it away, but you got to throw it in the vicinity of someone.
And it didn't make the line of scrimmage, I don't think. Let's see. No, they're going to put it down at the 38.
The Rawlins fans and players are all shouting for an intentional grounding. I don't think they're going to get it. No. I also don't know why they're upset. They're about to win on homecoming night, 19-0.
The official is very animated down there with the Rawlins coach.
He's explaining why it is not a...
David Hastings.
Why it's not an intentional grounding.
Okay, third down, 10 yards to go. Tigers have it at their own 38-yard line with 3:19 left. Back to pass, Hollingshed runs to his right side. Throws on the run downfield, and it is knocked away at the last minute. Smith Velarde was the intended receiver down there at the 43-yard line. Incomplete. Fourth down.
That was one of the better throws on the run for Hollingshed. And You know, we saw Derek DeVries last week. He loves to throw on the run. He thinks he's more accurate when he's on the run. I would tell Hollingshed after today, just more or less plant your feet. Try and become a pocket passer if you can. I know it's easier said than done when your offensive line looks as gassed as they do right now.
He was 4 of 5 in the first half for 66 yards. He's completed 2 of 8 here in the second half for 15 yards. Clock stopped at 3:11. 4th down for the Tigers. They're going to go for it, of course. Nothing to lose. There's the snap back to Hollingshed. He's on the run, throws it downfield, intercepted. Intercepted at the 45 by Kovalo. And that'll put the bow on this one.
Yeah, and that one was thrown off of his back foot while he had a hand in his face. And those are not very accurate throws ever. It doesn't matter if you're Mahomes or Tom Brady or anyone. That is not ever going to be an accurate throw when you're throwing running backwards off your back foot. It's very hard to do.
So they'll take over 1st and 10 at the Lander 33. Well, let's see if they want to run the score up here. 3 minutes to go. It's 19-0. And they've got the ball at the 38-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go. And it is
Rawlins could
hike
up the score here if they want, but Coach Hastings doesn't seem to be that type of coach. He might just be a little conservative and run out the clock here.
Well, let's see. Kovalo gets it. He runs to the right-hand side, and he's tackled right away. He'll get about 4 yards on the play. He went to the right side. So Kovalo carries, and with that carry, boy, he's racking up the yardage.
Yes,
he has 92 yards unofficially on 28 carries. 4-yard gain on the play. Line of scrimmage is now the 34-yard line.
I don't care who you are. If your quarterback's running 30 times, he's got some heart in him, and he's got some legs that just don't quit.
Well, he's a very good runner. He's the state's second leading rusher in 3A.
I would imagine he wanted to play running back before he ever got the job as quarterback. But
really,
you could just say they're in the Wildcat formation every single time he's on the field. And right there, he's going to run to the left this time.
And Kovalo gets down to the 30, the 25, and down he goes. And that was Jones on the tackle for Lander. And it's a 1st down. It's a carry down to the 25-yard line. So that goes 9 yards on the carry. So he is now at 101 yards unofficially for the game on 29 carries. Yeah. Clock moving, just under 2 minutes to go now. Lander trailing 13-0 on our WyoToday.com
19-0.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 19-0.
I know you want it to be 13-0, but it is 19-0.
That's correct. Okay, it looks like his blockers are on the left side this time. Let's see where he goes. Kovalo gets the snap. He goes to the left, and not much more than that. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Tristan I am lousy
Osborne,
with
sorry.
Tristan Osborne, yeah, gets
I'm looking at
tackle.
Scores from around the state right now. Star Valley did end up beating Cody 41-14. I'd love to see Chance's call out there in Cody. Our friend Chance is the play-by-play out in Cody. I'd love to see if maybe Cody's quarterback got hurt or if just nothing went right for him. You never see Cody score just 14 points, let alone at home.
Well, I think Lander called timeout. There's a minute 18 to go.
I apologize.
We have, we'll keep it right here. The Tigers are going to go down to their 7th defeat in a row, 8 losses in a row if you count their quarterfinal loss last year.
Yeah.
And the Tigers come back out. The official came over and talked to Jim Burton. I'm not sure what that was about.
I would say Coach Burton might be one of the most animated coaches on the sideline. He has gotten a couple warnings. I would imagine they're warnings, but the refs have talked to him over the course of the season a couple times. He just steps out on the field and he says what he wants, and he's not afraid. You know, that's something I like to see in a coach, but it's got to be at the right time.
Okay, 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Minute 18 left in this contest. And Kovalo in the shotgun. There's the snap. He goes to the right side, and he gets about 5 yards on the play. Still up, and down he goes.
Cody West
about the 19, and there's a timeout by Rawlins.
Cody West tried to punch the ball out at the end. I appreciate the aggression.
By Lander, I'm sorry.
It's just a little late, and we'll take this timeout. 1:06 to go. Rawlins going to win this one. It's 19-0.
Quality in Thermopolis offers great rates, a convenient location, standard room and family rooms with bunk beds. Choice Hotel members earn points while you stay. Quality Inn is proud to support Fremont and Hot Springs County student athletes.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
66 seconds left to go in this one. Rawlins will have it 3rd down and 5. And they're at the 21-yard line.
Starting to feel the cold up here in this nice press box.
Yeah,
getting the shivers.
This press box is heated, so it is chilly outside. Here's the snap. Kovalo goes to his right-hand side. He's got a little bit of running room, and he has got the first down.
That should be the second to last play of the game, I would imagine.
And the clock is stopped to move the chains. And that is a 5-yard gain. He is now up to 110 yards on 32 carries. That's a pretty good performance.
It is, and I'm looking at the record now. Rawlins is going to go to 31-34-1 against Lander since 1925. 3 more wins, and they've kind of evened it up here. Rawlins is on their way to a homecoming week victory, and, when you're in high school and you're winning on homecoming week, whether you're on the field or on the sidelines, that's just the best.
Here we go in victory formation now for Rawlins with 30 seconds to go. And the ball is down. That'll be the game. They won't get another playoff. 20 seconds to go. Good sportsmanship there by Rawlins, and the kids are jumping up and down out on the sideline of Rawlins. Their 3rd win of the year, and it goes against the Lander Tigers, who have now lost 7 in a row. And the clock's still running out. There it is. The game is over. The final score, Rawlins Outlaws 19, the Lander Valley Tigers 0. We'll be back with stats in a minute.
For more than 60 years, RTO Point S has been installing quality tires and offering expert vehicle service in Fremont County, with 2 locations on South Federal and West Main in Riverton. RTO Point S is proud to support our Fremont County student athletes.
Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
Well, we are done with this game. Rawlins going to win it 19-0. It is officially the 3rd shutout of Lander's season. If you want to count the Cody game in week 0, that was 56-2. But the only reason those 2 points are up on the board is because Cody botched a punt into their own end zone. It would have been 56-0. But this is the 3rd shutout. I know Coach Burton is tired of seeing goose eggs up on the board. And we'll see what kind of adjustments they make before they go to Worland next week. Don't forget, we'll be at that game, as always, on 93.1 KFCW, and we'll always stream it on WyoToday's YouTube page. While Ernie calculates up the stats, he's a math whiz, we're going to go through some scores around the state. Sheridan comfortably in the lead against Kelly Walsh, 56-8. 4th quarter game, Cheyenne East is going to win, beating Cheyenne Central 38-10. Natrona County's score hasn't moved since halftime, so I don't know if anyone's recording, but it was 23-14 over Campbell County. Thunder Basin in the 3rd quarter winning against Laramie 37-9. Rock Springs also has not had a score report in a while. It was 16-0 in halftime. As we said, Star Valley got the win over Cody 41-14. 3rd quarter in Evanston. Powell is winning as I try and get the camera on the celebration here. Powell is winning over Evanston 30-14. In the fourth quarter, Douglas is up 25 over Riverton 17, but Riverton has the ball with a minute and a half to go. You can tune in right now on WyoToday's YouTube page or on 93.9 KTAK if you want to catch the end of that. Jackson beating Green River 23-6. Buffalo beating Worland 22-0. Worland is hosting Buffalo this week, and they host Lander next week. So hopefully Worland is playing similarly as they are today as they will next week. We'd love to see a shutout the other way around. In 2A, we have some final scores. Tongue River beat Burns 41-6. Mountain View stays undefeated 36-28. Lyman, as we said, won over Thermopolis 38-12. Bighorn, big win over Newcastle 55-16. Pinedale is beating Kimmerer with a couple minutes left in the fourth, 29-6. Wheatland going to beat Upton Sundance. They're up 26-6. Torrington shutting out Glenrock 49-0. And in 1A 9-man, Luss beating Moorcroft by 9, 27-18. And Wright beating Gurns. That's a first quarter score. I don't think that is at all accurate still. So, a couple scores from around the state. Ernie looks like he's got the stats all wrapped up. Let us know, Ernie.
Well, for the Lander Valley Tigers, they end the game with 191 total yards of offense, and Rawlins had 230 yards of total offense, and 110 yards of that came by the quarterback Cavolo, 32 carries, 110 yards. The only other player who had yardage on the ground was the other quarterback, Allred, who had 2 carries for 2 yards. Allred in the game had 4 completions out of 6 attempts for 78 yards. His targets were Morales, 15 yards. Kramer Clauda was 16 yards and 37 yards to Justice Woods. Covelo had 40 yards in return yardage. So that is the total, 230 yards for the homestanding and homecoming winning Rawlins Outlaws. For the Lander Valley Tigers, Braden Baker, 10 carries, 44 yards. Caleb Larvey had 8 carries for 33 yards. That's 36 yards. Hollingshead had 6 carries, and he lost 24 yards. He was sacked numerous times tonight. Hollingshead had a total on the passing department of 75 yards. He completed, he was 6 of 15 in the passing department for those 75 yards. Johnson Baker had 2 catches, 34. Moffett, 1 catch for 11. Burton, 1 catch for 11. And Jubber had 2 catches for 15 yards. McFadden had 2 returns, and that was for 40 yards, and Burton had 1 return for 15 yards. So that's 191 yards. Total offense for Lander, 230 yards. So statistically, it was close. And, what kept it close was the Lander defense in that first half of play.
Definitely.
They had 3 field goal attempts, Rawlins did, and they completed just 2 of them. So the final score today, 19-0. Lander moves to 0-7, and the Rawlins Outlaws move to 3-4.
There's not a lot to be said. Lander started off the season really predictably. They were running on first and second down. If they were even close to the line to gain, they were running it on third. And tonight we saw a little bit of a retreat back to that, especially in moments where you thought they needed to pass. There was a lot of confusion on the 4th and 2. We mentioned it during commercial breaks, but their 4th and 2 plays in anybody's mind, you would expect a quarterback sneak or something under center, no matter whether your quarterback likes to throw or not. Instead, both 4th and 2 plays were pitches, and they were in the shotgun formation, and that adds extra yardage that you don't need to add as a coach. So a little bit of an issue there on the 4th down plays are going to lead to extra opportunities for Rawlins, especially in those short yardage situations. So Lander, they got a tough test at the end of the season against Douglas, but they do have somewhat of an easier game against Worland, knock on wood. And I think that next week against Worland, we could see some of these adjustments that we've been waiting to see. But Ernie, there's a lot of what ifs in a game like today.
Well, the Lander Valley Tigers are a young team. Comprised mostly of sophomores and freshmen. They've got a sprinkling of juniors, but they lost most of their team to graduation last year that went 6-4. And, it is just one of those things. These teams cycle. Lander had 5 good years where they made the quarterfinals 5 in a row, and now it's gone the other way. And so the Tigers are gaining experience. We thought we saw progress through last week's game, and today was kind of a step back, as you said. They didn't play as aggressively as they did against Riverton or Buffalo, and they were shut out again for the third time this season.
Yeah, and the shutouts have got to hurt. The fans, the family members of these players, I'm sure are tired of seeing their kids come home with no points on the board, and that's why this team, no matter how good their defense can be, especially in that first half, the offense has got to get it going. And there were moments where they looked really strong. Both of those, I don't want to say both of those moments, but 2 of the big moments ended in 4th and 2 turnover on downs. So
yeah,
just rough all around the edges here. And like you said, they're a young team, but they have to eventually get it together and maybe pull together. And they have to do it. I don't know if it's something mentally. I don't know if it's practices. I don't know if it's gym, if working out. You've got to put the effort in here to try and get a win before the season's over.
Well, you're listening to the Click It or Ticket postgame show here on 93.1 KFCW, and if you're watching on WyoToday YouTube, the Tigers go down to defeat for the 7th time this season. This time it's a shutout loss to the Rawlins Outlaws, and of course, you were busy doing some scores there, but the student body rushed the field, and the Rawlins has their 3rd win of the season, and it's homecoming, and you always like to win your homecoming games.
Definitely. It's a big deal when you win your homecoming games. So I don't know what else to say, Ernie. I'm ready to hit the road, maybe get some food on the way out.
Okay, our final score again on our Click It or Ticket postgame show. The Rawlins Outlaws 19, the Lander Valley Tigers had 0. And we'll be back on the air again next Friday night, but it'll be Shawn doing the call from Worland, Wyoming.
Oh, that's right.
As the Tigers are moving up into the Bighorn Basin before their last game of the year at Lander against the Douglas Bearcats. And next Friday I'll be doing the Wind River and Shoshone game.
It's a big game.
It'll be a big game, and it's over at Shoshone. So on behalf of Katie, our engineer back at the studio, Katie Shields, we thank you very much, Katie, for keeping us on the air and making us sound good. I'm Ernie over for Shawn O'Brate, and that's it from Rawlins. See you next week on the radio.
Improvement projects? Look no further than Valley Lumber. They provide nothing but the best from lumber, power tools, hardware, paint, plumbing supplies. If you need it, they have it. Valley Lumber at 290 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Service Plumbing in Riverton serves all of Fremont County for both new construction and repairs. For a bid on your next plumbing project, bring your plans to Service Plumbing, 201 Webwood Road in Riverton. Service Plumbing, proud to support our Fremont County athletes.